Hello everyone and welcome to ServerSmash. This is ServerSmash 65. I'll be your main caster today. My name's Farah, as you probably all know. And today I'm joined by...
Hey, Tactical Lizard Shrimp from Miller, from Burger. Hey y'all.
Hey yo. So today we have another ServerSmash, ServerSmash 65. Why don't you tell us who's playing here today?
Okay, so who's playing it? It's Emerald versus Cobalt. Emerald are playing TR, Cobalt playing VS. So it's an EU versus US match, which is always fun to play and always fun to watch. So we've got that going for us.
Alright, today we're playing on Amerish. We're playing a Western versus Southern warp gate. Sorry, Eastern versus Southern warp gate. The teams today will be Cobalt playing the Vanu Sovereignty, purple guys, for anyone wanting it nice and simple, and Emerald will be playing the red guys, the stoic heroes of the story of PlanetSide 2, known as the Terran Republic. We'll just go through what we're going to be playing today, what we're going to do on Amerish. We'll do an overview today in this pre-show in the next 14 minutes, explaining what we think is going to happen and how we think the game's going to pan out, and then we'll just get straight into the game starting sharp at 8 o'clock. The match referee today, I believe, is Sergeant Mile, because he's the only guy who stepped up to the plate, so cheers, Mile. Okay, getting down to business. Today we're playing for 90 minutes, single round, no two halves, just a single half. The winning condition is the team with the most territory. We have approximately 216 players per team today. There will be no air-to-air lock-on missiles. That includes coyotes, but apparently hyenas are fine, so there you go. There'll be no anti-infantry maxes today, and that includes Gorgon weapons. Anti-air and anti-vehicle, short and long, they're both allowed. And with that being said, that's us. The entire map is in contention in today, so that includes Subterranean analysis, which we didn't have in the Miller Eternal Smash, but we did have in the Emerald Eternal Smash. So, that being said, why don't you talk about this map? What do you like or not like when you play this game here, Shrimp?
Well, I really like that every base in this setup can be contested, but the bases I don't like would be Subterranean analysis. I think that's really going to favour Emerald, because they can pull Pounder Maxes, which we all know are terrible, terrible things to fight against. So I think Subterranean is a really big advantage for Emerald there, and I personally like defending that base on live. But in ServerSmash, it's another story because of the maxes. The Bastion as well. Now, Bastion's kind of a funny one, because I think what we'll see is that it'll get capped straight away. There'll be a big contention for it. But later in the game, it becomes a pop sink trying to attack. So I think whoever can get that kind of has control of the middle of the map. The rest of the bases, I'm not too kind of like... I do like Amerish. Amerish is probably my favourite continent next to Hossin. So I am quite fond of him. I think Split Peak as well will see a lot of attention, being a really big and spread out base. So I think that's going to be really, really fun, and the Western lane, I'm feeling like that's going to be pretty barren. So I love this map. I really like the Amerish setup map, especially now that we can play on every base. Not every single base is allowed to be capped. So yeah.
Well, from the outset of previous, we'll change that to control. From the outset of previous games, longer capped bases are not generally the focus. So, for example, Split Peak Pass, Bastion. They typically aren't the immediate focus, and that includes in the Ascent, because it takes a couple of bases to get to. So Raven's Landing and Rockside Outlook are both uncontestable bases in that they can be easily capped and allowing access to the center, as we've probably seen and mentioned before. At Raven's Landing, though, and at Rockside, they can both be interdicted. So if a team wants to fly there, drop some people, they can't have the capture point, but they can, by playing, keep the enemy off it and buy themselves some time. Why would you want to do that? Well, it allows you time to go to Lithcorp Central, and if you can hold it for a few minutes, you can take Lithcorp Central, get yourself really well established, and get good control for the Ascent, and maybe attack the enemy's access to the Ascent and get the Ascent for free. For us viewers, we want to see a big cave fight, so I know I do. Another potential immediate conflict zone is Macalla Auxiliary Compound from the south, from the TR. We could see Emerald applying pressure to the only tech base of Cobalt here. So that is always an immediate contention, especially since the southern warp gate is closer to Macalla Auxiliary Compound, so it can fly on point faster than the north can get to Araxicom Substation, even though Araxicom Substation is a significantly easier base to capture. The western flank, as you were saying, it really depends who's playing today and if you've got a stacked team, because that can go back and forth many ways, but it is, as you say, way out there. Once we see the first kind of bases kind of develop, we'll probably begin to see big power plays for something like Split Peak Pass and Bastion, because they're multi-capture point bases and they are longer cap timers. You'll see populations coming in the last minute or two, and because it's every base can be stolen, it can flip either way, and that goes the same.
10 minutes till match start.
There you go, 10 minutes, guys. And that goes to Subterranean analysis. The reason why this is such a difficult base to capture, and we'll just go over there and have a quick look, guys, which I'm sure it's the dream and nightmares of everyone here, is there's actually no cover outside for any external spawn options. And because we have to go down into the base, this is actually not a 4-minute base. This is, what, like a 6 and a bit minute base, because you need to take out 2 sets of power generators, or shield generators, to get down to the capture point. But at that point, it can be stolen. Once you've broken the shields, you can go straight down and then steal it from the enemy. And we saw in the Emerald versus Emerald Smash that when there was so much fighting going on across all the other lanes, there was nobody to react to the slow cap that was going at Subterranean analysis, and it actually flipped during the game, which got me very surprised.
Yeah, it is one of them bases where you kind of have to keep an eye on it, because all of a sudden you can be locked out of it, which is a real shame, because if you're trying to defend it, it can be really, really easy and really nice to defend. But if you're not looking at the map and you're not paying attention, especially in a ServerSmash, all of a sudden they've broken past them generators and you're camped in the spawn by maxes. So that's going to be a real worry now for Cobalt.
Well, with that anti-infantry maxes, sure, the AV ones are still annoying, but they're not as bad as the anti-infantry ones, so they can go around, and you can use sticky nades or AV nades or conquer nades, because I guess, I mean, what do you do when you're a person? Do you take EMP shield, or do you take, flashbang protection from the conquer nades and with your implant? Clear sight. Yeah, but battle hardened. All right, you just want to go along that line. If you don't know about battle hardened, it just prevents screen shake. It's not effective against counter infantry measures grenades that you see from the heavy assaults or from the infiltrators. So today, right, when it comes to who do we think how the game's going to go, right, what kind of progress setup we're going to go with, I would say that Emerald has come off a fresh internal smash. They had an internal scrim against each other on this very map. So they are probably the most prepared today when it comes against Cobalt. Haven't seen Cobalt play for a while, so I wonder if they're up to par, if their guys are up to par. I wonder if there's going to be an Air Force today, or if it's in individual platoons, the force composition, that type of stuff. But let me ask you this. If you are Cobalt and you're playing today, what is you going to game plan? Are you going to focus in any particular area more than anything else?
I don't know. If I was Cobalt, I'd focus on my air, because although, yeah, we know AI maxes, it's kind of like, okay, that's not bad, like we say, pounders, they're not as effective, but I still think on the ground, it's gonna make a difference, so I'd focus on the air to stop those maxes from being pulled altogether. If you can win the air battles, as we all know, in ServerSmash especially, it's so powerful.
That's assuming you've got the pilots, and we've seen in previous ones you don't have them, yeah.
I know Bling on Cobalt, really good, but I don't know, are they playing in this? And of course, as you say, Emerald coming off the back of an internal ServerSmash, that's only going to benefit them in terms of pilot training and dealing with the large numbers of people in a ServerSmash as a pilot. So, yeah, if I'm Cobalt right now, I'm thinking about the air. I'm just like, no ground vehicles. Don't bother with, mag riders or anything like that. Just don't bother, because they're too slow. Infantry as well, yeah, it's fantastic, but it's not going to be, like a make or break thing because of the TR maxes. The pounder max, I think, will tip over the edge, but we'll have to see how that goes.
Would you favour the Mosquito over the Scythe?
Personally, you're asking the wrong guy. I'm a terrible pilot.
That's right. So if anyone not watching, the Mosquito is the Terran Republic's Empire-specific fighter plane, and the Scythe is the Empire-specific one for the Vanished Sovereignty. Both have different flight characteristics and designs in terms of shape and whatnot. So because they're Empire-specific, they have strengths and weaknesses. And in a large, organised fight like this, there are people who would argue different ways. One is faster, one is a lower profile, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to say Scythe, because it's pancake, it's hard to hit.
The answer is everyone's going to fly in a giant ball of ESFs from the beginning and then bail out. And I hate it when they bail out at the beginning, because I really feel like some should bail out to trigger the enemy team to bail out, and then you just pound them with your ground attack guns on your Empire-specific, aircraft. Well, and the thing is, you also got an early pool, so I wonder if they're going to bring teams, galaxies full of maxes to drop on a certain point. But if I was the Emerald Force Commander today, I mean, there's a number of options that play out from the western flank. If you can get Deserted Mineshaft, putting it into Westfield's Hair Dog, it gives you another link into Bastion if things don't go necessarily well at the beginning. I might go for an interdiction. Like the team I have going for Raven's Landing, I would also have going for Rockslide Outlook. So I'd send the most people to Rockslide Outlook, and I would fly to Raven's Landing because I think you can get there before they can in a few seconds, and that's all it really takes. And then try and interdict at Rockslide, and then fall and prep in Lithcorp. Probably have a small team at Split Peak, really just kind of stalling in D. The main emphasis would probably be on Macalla Auxiliary Compound. I'd drop a lot of people there. Keep the fighting on Macalla Auxiliary Compound. Keep it away from Araxicom Substation. And again, keep the link to Split Peak only on one and get a threatening the tech plant kind of being a pop sync. Subterranean analysis, I probably would not go at the beginning. Not until the actual timer is ticking would then I think about dropping pop there. And that's probably around the 3-minute marker. Coming in, clearing off the enemy spawns, and then pushing in, down, and taking it. So it's a delicate balancing act of juggling populations. But if it was me, I'd probably focus Macalla Auxiliary first, then going to Subterranean analysis, making sure we got Raven's Landing and Rockslide Outlook. And that's one heck of a creaky door. And then, while the western lane's fighting by itself, and then juggling the population between lanes. All right, what are you, as the force commander of, Cobalt? You've already said, are you going to focusing on the air, as you said? Are you going to do any kind of special play?
Well, focus on the air. I think, personally, I don't know much about air tactics apart from get a big ball, put it where you need it, kill everything. But I try to focus on the air to ground, because I know that Emerald are going to be hot on the heels. I don't know if Bling are playing. I don't know how their air to air is going to be. So I think if I was them, I'd be trying to focus on the ground pounding, stopping them, stopping the Emerald TR from actually getting to the base. Just because I don't know if they could actually hold up against with an even fight against the Emerald TR, Emerald Air. Sorry. I'd be looking actually to put a bit of pressure on the western lane near Soltech charging, because I feel like that's never contested. It's always the eastern kind of Anatha, Zealous kind of Macalla area. That's where I believe the TR's air is going to be. So if I could avoid that, knowing that I don't really have much of a chance in a straight 1v1, I could maybe do some more damage in terms of ground pounding. But
we are a few minutes away from the start. I think we're like 2 or 3 minutes away. So our timers will automatically start because we're synced up with the
3 minutes
timer.
to match start.
There you go, 3 minutes. So we'll head over to the warp gate in about a minute, and we'll just check out what kind of compositions we can see. Man, they still haven't fixed the bug yet. So
which bug?
Oh, the warp, the waypoints bug. When you can't reassign a new waypoint, you have to remove the old one to reassign the same one. Just a minor. Please fix now, thank you. Right. Well, I am very eager to see how this goes. I'm very eager to see how Emerald plays. If I was to guess a team that was going to win today and I had to put my money on it, I would probably say Emerald, if only because they seem to be the most prepared team. They've had 2 internal smashes throughout the summer, and now they're playing against Cobalt. Cobalt, I don't think, has had a lot of practice. They've had a smash recently, but we'll see how it goes. We could be pleasantly surprised. The last 2 ServerSmashes, 63-64, which, by the way, I haven't watched them, go check them out on YouTube. Specifically, the squad leader point of view from PSP3 when I did that one. They were good games. They were close, despite the some bit of drama and issues we had with the TeamSpeak being DDoSed of all things. Can you believe that? That was hilarious. So, yeah, I would put my money on Emerald with a slight win. Would you?
Well, I'd like to be patriotic for the Euros and be like, yay, despite Brexit. Cobalt, go Cobalt, yay. But coming off the back of an internal ServerSmash, I don't know about the team that Cobalt's fielded. I know Red Mist are playing who are decent. They've got competitive background. Same with Hydra. They've played a lot of lane smash.
Who cheeses the most? That's the thing. Who has good control of their platoons and their lanes? Because usually you have a force per lane, right? And then who has the most cheese? Because if you want to win ServerSmash, right, it usually comes down to, and if you're playing the drinking game, force multipliers and tempo play, and that is getting the enemy team to bring more people to stop you. It's making the maximum amount of the number of people you've got to force the enemy.
1 minute till match start. 1 minute.
Anyway, right, going over to the warp gate for the Ten Republic, and we have a lot of scythes. No, not scythes, mosquitoes. Yep, and they're not all rendering here. So as they're rendering in, I think it's just a straight up mosquito drop. Any galaxies on your end?
Well, there's a lot of scythes. They're not all rendering. There's a couple of galaxies, I think.
Oh yeah, yep.
I think you can hear them. Yeah, there are 2 in fact that I see. There are, everyone's in a scythe kind of thing, so it's the same thing. People in yell chat saying, "No ramming, please don't ram," because that can be horrible. Getting rammed out the sky before the game begins.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay.
I'm expecting dank memes here from Emerald. I can already see some Harambis.
It's that boy. What's your favourite?
10.
Harambe or Dat Boy?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match start. Match start.
He can't count. Alright, here we go. And we got our first casualty. ServerSmash 65 is live. Emerald versus Cobalt. Emerald playing TR, that is red. Cobalt playing Vanu Sovereignty, that is purple. And so we got the first teams going from Mikhail Auxiliary Compound, secondary teams going from Raven's Landing. Let's check out Mikhail Auxiliary Compound from the start. Could you check Rockfall and make sure if there's an interdiction at Rockslide?
Rockslide, yep.
Oh man, it's like I'm watching Battlestar Galactica when all the scythes come in. It's Baylor Wars though on the roof. Come on, give me some ground attack.
A lot of scythes at Rockslide, a lot of them heading back to the Ascent, but a lot of them are dying, so...
I think the counter drop here... What's the TR being wiped? Oh man, there's so many scythes. I think Cobalt's just dropping... What, a lot of people.
No, I saw a lot of Cobalt scythes fail, but then a lot of them stayed in the air, so they kind of, they forced the TR to fail, and then they kept
So the TR
like
force is... I mean, let's check the population here. 79%. Okay, so Emerald really didn't send a lot of people, and Cobalt got kind of dunked. All right, so if we have a quick look at the map, we have an equal fight going in Deserted Mineshaft here. There's actually quite a few more Cobalt Deserted Mineshaft keeping a save, while they have 50-50 pop going at Soltech Charge Station. So now their points flipping there, both plays contention. We see a big Emerald push by about 2 squads plus to Bastion. Raven's Landing has gone through, but Rockslide hasn't. Rockslide is interdicted. Let's go check that. Oh, the point is flickering. Is it enough? Oh, there's one medic.
The TR suddenly on the point.
Oh, it's flipped it! The one medic on the point flipped it when he got res. So that's it. The TR needs to leave. It's job done. And that's how hard it is to interdict. They can't take it back. They can't do anything. They had Sunders. They were going for the full interdiction, but one medic who was dead on the point got a res, and that was it. And we see Cobalt, now that they've pushed off Mikhail Auxiliary Compound and made a save, are playing really hardball on our Axicom substation. Check that out. Up to 48 plus. Subterranean Nana Analysis, Emerald is playing big, 24 to 48. They're waiting for the shields to go down. That's why it's not ticking right now. That's a little dead population, plus you then have to sit there for 4 minutes to guarantee the cap goes through, while Cobalt is making the play for Araxicum. So we're going to go check that out. While on the western flank, can you go check out Soltech and Deserted Mineshaft? Because it looks like...
I love that then. Let's go check it out.
We are streaming to PSP 1 and 2 here today, guys. Shrimp's doing the 60 frames per second, apparently, on PSP 2. So if your internet can handle that, please, by all means, go check it out.
1080p, 60 FPS.
Alright, well, we're currently watching Araxicum substation. The capture point is held by... Oh, a Mag Rider! But that's not holding the capture point. The capture point has been held by the Vanu Sovereignty. Emerald are pulling out a number of... Sunderers to try and get recontrol of the base, and we got one VS Magrider double AV trying to pop away. The air control from Cobalt is here, just pounding these Sunderers, but there's so many Sunderers. Oh, counter Sunderer force from Cobalt. This will be good. Are these Sunderers actually intending to go? Are they going to go to Split Peak? I think they're going Split Peak. They're not helping defend. I would have thought the Sunders would be best served staying here to fight the Araxicum substation. Come back! No, don't go away! Okay.
Yeah, Soltech is getting zagged by the VS right now.
All 4 capture points at Split Peak being held by Cobalt. 24-48. And the fact is the 24-48 from of the equal population is at Subterranean Analysis. It's a very close difference. Well, okay. You're playing narrow margins. You could still get SNA, that's Subterranean Analysis, and come back. Now, another interesting point is that even if Cobalt gets pushed off the base we're looking at right now, which is our Axicom substation... Oh wait, those Sunders are coming back, that's positive. Even if they get pushed back, they've bought themselves about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It means that they can leave this lane and go to Split Peak or something and not have the fear of being attacked from behind. But these are reinforcements now from Cobalt on the capture point, plus the attacking Sunders that were getting rid of the spawn Sunders of the Cobalt are being attacked by fresh Cobalt Sunders that came back from Split Peak. And they're probably going to deploy and set up. This is a really good attack currently from Cobalt. They're probably going to get this base. But it's all due to the population that's been out of whack due to the opening play.
Yeah, take a look at Soltech charging station. The TR still holding the point with the less pop, but the VS are encroaching on it. They've got a big bundle of air over here. Like I said, they did have them sides ground pounding. Quite a few of them being killed, but there's no TR to kind of retaliate. So right now, it's just a matter of time. And as I say that, the VS are getting on the point, and the TR are going to be white.
Well,
they do have
Cobalt's using cheese. They got themselves Sunders on the capture point. Twin Sunders. More Sunders and a proxy rep coming up. This is an extremely difficult ask from the Emerald guys. They've used their multipliers, they've used their Sunders. It's not enough. They're outpop 60-40. Split peak pass, they're outpop 70-30. Subterranean analysis, huge dead population from Emerald on Subterranean analysis. This will be worth it if they capture it. And to be fair, would you take split peak pass over Subterranean analysis on the assumption that you probably want to push down that lane?
No, I don't know. I think I'd rather take Subterranean because it'll be really hard for the Cobalt guys to get it in a big pop sync. Because you can kind of hold it with less pop.
They could get Subterranean analysis or even leave. They could gamble and you leave early and try and flip Split Peak, because Split Peak still has a full minute between SNA going through and it itself.
Yeah, I think that's a better thing maybe. They are starting to leave the hex of Subterranean. It's slowly decreasing.
3 seconds on Araxicum.
Split Peak.
Alright, that's Araxicum flip through. The Split Peak still has access from Emerald from Vizelis Westdock. Subterranean analysis, the numbers are slightly growing from Cobalt. Celtic charge stations finally ticking down. Big Cobalt force being dropped. Bastion, 2 minutes though, no population. And also, the Terran Republic, while Gotham Raven's Landing is pushing on Lithcorp Central, so they're pushing the center, but we see Cobalt going for firearms. And if they push firearms, it will have to pull the TR back. Well, no, not necessarily the Bastion Lithcorp, because it'll give them a connection alt from another way. But it's one of those things where if you're not careful, you can get cut off. Yeah,
it's kind of... I'm going to leave Celtic chatting, because it does look like the VS have poppy, and they should take it. I don't see any reinforcements coming soon, but there's still 24-48 at the Bastion.
Oh, man.
Would you keep that many people there? Would you?
Maybe, yeah, you have to. Large points, you definitely. You can take back small ones, but large ones are a pain in the backside. We can see that there's Cobalt is dropping on Subterranean analysis, but Emerald has tons of Sunderers, Bulldog, Furies watching all the entrances. There's a big drop from Cobalt outside, 30 seconds to go, but there's so many multipliers from Emerald here, they're just not going to get in. They're trying to rocket down these Sunderers. They really just need to run, and this plays beautiful into Emerald's hands because they've prepped the base and had so much time to get ready. Okay, one Cobalt infiltrator has made it in with 15 seconds, so he's been spotted, he's still running. No, he's been picked off. 6 seconds. Actually, tell you what, the number of defenders is not huge from the TR, but it's probably just enough, especially with the Sunders. Sunders will get crushed, and now they've got it, so the next job they need to do is hold this and repair the shields and push off these drops, because these will just be beacon drops and vehicle drops. They won't have spawn options. It's the TR that'll have spawn options. And now the next important thing is, we see that they've got Subterranean analysis. They've also, Emerald has pushed up to Silvereye Arsenal, but Split Peak Pass, that was in control of VS. The VS went to Subterranean analysis, and now they're losing Split Peak Pass, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. There's harassment going at Araxis Firearms. Lithcorp Central is a minute. Bastion... 20 seconds is actually trying to flip it. They're trying to get flip points.
They are flipping the C point, but I don't think it's enough to flip the B point. Like they're all at the C point. It was a galaxy drop, and they're getting slowly right.
Stalled by a few seconds. Second gal drop would do it. Look at the Charlie drop. Here comes the Bravo on Bravo.
Will they get
full squad on Bravo? 20 seconds. It's enough. They've got a harasser being a nuisance in the front. Infantry's going to run the point. If they hold Charlie, they're going to have bodies inside. This is incredibly important. The Terran force. Oh, there's one heavy assault. He's going to pull it. The last couple of guys. This is it. This is the base right here in this one fight.
They haven't stolen it.
They've gotten it. They've stolen the base with the double drop. It's not yet. Not yet. The B has to go through. It's not happened yet. TR's rallying on the Bravo point. They know they've got beacon drops. 3 seconds.
VS Sundays. Oh my god. Oh my god.
TR are on the point of B. It's not enough. It's a steal. Well, they did drop a huge population. It's up to 65%, but still, it is a steal at the end. But then, we've got to look at Split Peak Pass. The entire population of Cobalt is not on Split Peak Pass. Maybe they pulled a gamble on Bastion. We see that Cobalt is also taking Celtic Charging Station. I'm not going to make it to Lithcorp, but I'm going to try and get there in time.
That's TR, that's it.
Yep, TR's got it, which means they can push now on Rockslide. Ascent's already started ticking down. I don't think Cobalt will let them take Rockside, but the next large outpost that's going to be on contention is Split Peak Pass. You see the Cobalt population's coming back up, and we also see that Cobalt's saving Silvereye Arsenal. We'll go over, check out Split Peak, and after that, the Ascent is the last of the large major bases. I tell you what, it's the Cobalt's Air Force. Cobalt's actually using their Air Force. They're picking off Valkyries and Galaxies of Emerald.
many.
We are down to the 30 seconds. The alpha capture point is being held. They need 2 more points. Oh, double galaxy incoming now from Cobalt.
Triple.
Oh yeah, more in the background. It's this ability to keep an air force and drop on certain points, whether or not they're full manned or not, or they're just proxy rep. But with 20 seconds to go, where's the infantry? They need at least 1 point to stall. There he is. Squad drop on Charlie.
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie, squad drop with him. It's not a harasser outside. They should be able to push up and then flip the point at Charlie, and this will stall the base on the 12-second marker. Oh, maybe a bit more. They need to get the point through in a few seconds. Alright, that's it. We're tied on the base. Whoever takes the next point wins the base in 8 seconds. It's like, do you leave your capture point? Do you get reinforcements? Right? Numbers are 56 in favor of Cobalt. Oh, fresh galaxy drop on B. Yes.
There's so many.
This is it. The thing is, the Emerald forces don't have spawn options. They don't have control. They don't have the Sunders because the Air Force of Cobalt was taking it all down.
Oh my god.
They're going to get it.
They're going to get it.
Yeah, no, they're going to get it. That's another large outpost. Flip.
This is ridiculous. How many steals?
It's Cobalt's, yeah, but it's Cobalt's air game that's doing it. They're moving back and forth. I haven't. If you can have a look, see if there's a Terran Republic Air Force. But the fact is, there is a strong Air Force from Cobalt, and it's allowing them to move their population around the map. And the cost of that was Subterranean analysis, and perhaps also Lithcorp. Now we see Ascent is going to 3 minutes 50, but check it out. Cobalt's already moving population in. I'm not sure if they can contest it because of Rock Slide. Actually, that's an interesting point. Because the base is being contested and it's neutral, can you steal it when you don't have an active link because the base that you're connecting into is ticking down as well? Now, it's 3 minutes to go, so it's a 1 minute save. So Rock Slide is interesting because I don't sure. Actually, are any of the capture points? No, they're not. So none of the capture points at Ascent are flipped. So that would make me think that if you were Emerald, and assuming that the Cobalt Force cannot flip a point on the Ascent, that you have to, if you were Emerald, you would send everybody to Rockslide, because Rockslide is the gateway into the Ascent.
Yeah, I think definitely. All 3 points of the Ascent are TR. What's getting me though at the moment is Silver Valley is still just a free, you know. I mean, I'm glad they are 24 to 48 anymore. It's just 12 to 24 because that felt really inefficient by the TR. But it was completely still uncontested, really, those caps. Rock Slide as well. Look how much pop is there. You know what? I don't think.
I think Cobalt doesn't realize the mechanics of Ascent.
No,
they've got a lot of population here, but I don't actually see them. I'm looking for Cobalt forces. They got a lot of Sunders on Charlie, and they're deployed at Charlie. It's not going to do anything though. He can't flip the point. It's confirmed. He can't flip the point. I knew it. So that was it. Well, I said I knew it. I speculated it. Everything is on Rockslide, and if we look now carefully at the base, there's not enough time. Alright, there's 2 minutes on Rockslide Outlook, and there's 2 minutes 20. Yes, so there is just, and I stress, just enough time to save Rockslide Outlook, and then get back to the Ascent, but it has to happen in the next 20 seconds. If you're Emerald, send everybody to Rockslide, and it's a perfect territory play.
I'm seeing TR Strikers now with Rockslide. The sites are giving them help, but there's no. Oh, here we go. Here the ground forces come for Cobalt, coming through the archway. They
Valkyrie reinforcements. The Valkyrie reinforcements, double squad reinforcements. Yes, the Air Force is here, but more Valkyrie reinforcements coming over from Bastion side.
There is a lot.
It's enough. That's it. That's it. Because if you look at it, 1 minute 12, and the Ascent is 1 minute 43. But the fact is, you have to understand it's a 3 minute save on Rockslide, and it's a 1 minute 40 capture on Ascent. So Emerald has captured the Ascent. That is confirmed. And now it's the question: can they take Rockslide and solidify Skullbleed Mountain, or, you know, the Ascent, and get the whole thing? And this is also crucial because it opens up a link into Crux headquarters, which is a vulnerable place. And we also see that Emerald is counterattacking a Roxcom substation. They made a save on Firearms Corp. And we'll just watch the rest of this fight. What's the populations at Rockslide right now?
Rockslide, it's 50-50, but the TR have 1 more %, and they are keeping hold of that point. They're doing really well right now, the TR.
There's a lot of Air Force as well.
I think the VS are kind of giving it up because they realise they can't get the Ascent back.
They don't have enough bodies. It's just there's not enough infantry as a group pushing up. Well, saying that, they're on the capture point. The ground climbing on the side.
A lot of work, actually.
Well, there's a lack of spawns. There's no TR spawns. It's all beacon drops and reinforcements. So that is a 30-second save.
I think the sights managed to do enough damage to take out that spawn. That's probably what it was. So I could see the photon pods going off, but yeah, there we go. So the VS do have the point back. You know, there's some TR resonators coming through, but they don't have a solid spawn that I can see. So I think the VS are going to take this back, but it was close. It was really close.
Right, we're going to check out Soltec Gorge, because Soltec Gorge is actually a lovely base with its twin bridges and deployed Sunders. We're at Soltec Gorge. Oh, okay, it's nice. TR Sundra got killed off. VS Sunder's at the capture point, still holding it down. It's Cobalt, plenty of infantry on the cap point itself, watching the two bridge approaches from... oh, man. Be careful, by the way, from the observer camera. If you fly through a jump pad, it does that really irritating observer effect.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's that noise, isn't it?
Man, I need to go fix this graphic. There we go. Where are we? Right, okay. Ooh, deployed Sunder from the tier. I'm not sure that's a helpful place. I mean, they are using their mosquitoes, but that's a terrible Sunder. I mean, what? How are you going to get to the base? How much time have you got left? 1:13 and you're bunny hopping over a rock. This Sunder, however, is a much better location. However, you have to go through the VS deployed ones. What's the populations at Soltec? Oh, 58% to VS, right. It's just there's a lack of radar then for the TR because I'm on a TR character.
I'll check. I'm coming in the VS. Let's have a look.
I mean, the TR forces are surrounding the capture point or on the south. So, I mean, in theory, I mean, to be honest, you have 40 seconds. I would just drive the Sunder up onto the point and actually move the fight to the capture point, not allow Cobalt forces to keep the fight at your spawn option.
Yeah, I see 4 TR Sunders, 2 of them which are deployed, so yeah, easily just take one Sunder up there, use it as a battle Sunder, use it
just drive up. Even if it gets killed, you lure the enemy back to the capture point and fight there, because the 24 seconds you're playing straight into Cobalt's long-range game here.
Yeah, and they're really taking advantage of that, and they're winning.
They're falling back on the point, you can see the callbacks, see some of their forces are running back. Oh wait, some of the TR have actually made it. Oh, deployed Sunder under the bridge. They're running up alongside, so they are actually at the capture building. 9 seconds to go. They can easily run inside now.
Oh yeah, there is one TR heavy.
Oh, one TR knight. He's going to flip it.
God.
He's stalling on the 2-second marker. Is he enough to kill all the... Oh, is that a save?
He's wearing the MLG. He's wearing MLG tags. He's MLG.
2-1. Oh, for crying out loud, I can't see it. 1-2-1. 1-2-1 TR.
That man.
Stalled it. It's not a guarantee yet. It's still a 7-second counter flip. VS resonates.
Oh. You know, people say individual players don't matter in ServerSmash. Well.
Oh, it's flipping back into TR's the VS favor though.
It is, but hey, it was so
8 seconds.
8 seconds.
But the TR's right outside. They've got the spawn options. Grenade goes in. Conk. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. But in the point. Go inside. Go inside.
Go inside.
Ah, he's fighting on the line. All right. Well done there to Cobalt. Okay,
well done.
We're going to zoom out, have a look at the rest of the map, see the situation that's going on. That was Trid, in case everyone's wondering. Right, so we just saw on the western edge, Soltec Gorge has gone through. That means Soltec Charging Station and Soltec Gorge has gone through, and Quati Pass is an infinitely easy base to take as well due to its nature and composition. Cobalt, having taken the Bastion, saved Rockslide Outlook, or will done in the next 5 seconds, and it's currently, or was assaulting Deep Core Geolab to the west of Bastion, but we can see that the Cobalt forces have lost to Emerald, and Emerald is recapturing the base in a minute 30. It's all relatively quiet in the center. We see small 12-24 force of the Ascent. Maybe Cobalt might reattack the Ascent. Silver Valley Arsenal has actually got 36 seconds to go. We also see a small fight going at McCall Auxiliary Compound. Split Peak Pass is trying to go into Zealous West Air Dock. We are going to go to Silver Valley as quickly as possible.
I just noticed there's a large VS Air Force at McCall, and I think they're heading Split Peak Pass. Yeah, there is. There's a large VS Air Force at Split Peak Pass.
So this, yeah, I can see some of the VS Air Force is at Silver Valley Arsenal. They have deployed Sunders outside, and they're going to try to see whether or not Emerald can take this base, or whether or not Cobalt can make a save.
No, looking at it, I think Cobalt.
Yeah.
Cobalt, I don't know if they're getting, because
they're going to get in. It's a lot of grenades. They need to run in right now. There's not enough time to run to the point. But there's not enough point. No, it's not.
No.
It takes 3 seconds to run from the door to the capture point.
Yeah. That was very well done there, Bally. Yeah, staying inside. There are some photon pods going inside the VS sites. But the TR are holding on. They've got Heg Maxes. Never seen them. Yeah. Told you it'd be a pain.
So 52, dude, it's a close game. Cobalt
It is
is
very
ahead
close.
by 1%. Emerald has taken Lithcorp Central on the Ascent. They have also taken Subterranean Analysis and Silver the Arsenal, so they're strong in the east. On the west, Bastion was captured by Cobalt, along with Soltec Charging Station and Soltec Gorge. We also see that Coati West Pass is taken down, and to be fair, Cobalt will probably capture West Pass because it's very hard to move reinforcements from other elements of the lanes that are farther over to the centre in the east to go help out in the western lane. The question is, can that Cobalt force break Coati Amp Station? That is the bulwark that prevents any other hemorrhaging of bleeding on the western flank.
Take a look at it now. After capping the Bastion, Liftcorp's going down with no real contention. That being said, though, the Ascent and Deep Core, there is a lot of contention there from the TR. And in fact, Deep Core, there is a lot more TR than VS there, so they really had to push those guys out. And that's the problem. You take the Bastion, you open up all your enemy's weaknesses, which is great for attacking. And your enemy then have to concentrate on defense because you can't realistically attack the Bastion.
It's set up. We got maxes, we got beacons, we got a lot of infantry. We have one deployed Sunder, actual deployed Sunder, double Fury, and then we have another double Fury blockade Sunder. Cobalt has brought the cheese. They could bring an extra proxy rep Sunder, but there's a lot of crabs here, being with Burster Maxes as well. Kind of flacking off the Mosquitoes, you know, because the TR Air Force is using Ascent partially. Oh, we need to go check the Ascent fight going on. I want to see what's going on there.
VS hold 2 points B and C. The A point is held by the TR, so we might get to see some cave fighting, which will look beautiful.
Where was I going to go check? I was going to check Coati West Pass. There's so much going on here, guys. We'll just kind of keep you informed what's going on and where. Coati West Pass... Really? No? Might have been a deployed under a lot of pressure coming from TR. Oh, it's TR Prowlers incoming, that's why. Because they got the proximity to their base. Yeah, there's a Prowler coming in. Gatekeeper Prowler. Yep.
Oh, rip. VS going into the caves. There's going to be fights in the caves. You wanted it. You got it.
I gotta leave. I gotta go to the cave.
Come on. Come on. I want to see this as well. It's going to be beautiful. I'm not seeing much TR in the caves. In fact, I'm not seeing anyone at all. So...
Did you just pull me away for nothing?
No, but there are VS in it, so maybe the TR will come and attack. I did actually see a lot of TR Mozzies being pulled at the Ascent, but they've all gone. The Ascent is...
you got Mosquitoes around. Alright, well, we'll have a quick look at the map. Okay, Split Peak Pass is being saved. That was attention going through. Araxicum Substation is being attacked by, but it should be saved by a huge number of Terran Republic forces, 48 to 96. Lithcorp Central still being attacked, 1 minute 20 until it's captured, but Bastion is being attacked just by Emerald. There's so much going on. Right, we need to get rid of that waypoint. I wanted to go back and check out Lithcorp Central, then we'll go check out... Can you check out Coati, please, while I check out Lithcorp?
Yeah, I will go there. Coati West Pass?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
Oh, Lashers. Wait, where's that deployed Sunder?
I just mentioned the Cobalt. They do own all 3 points at the Ascent, so that's going to speed up the cap significantly.
Can't let this facility fall to the enemy.
Yeah, there's some TR Prowls and the TR Razzit here at West Pass, and there's some Mozzies. I believe they're using Banshees, so...
TR Force is just coming in too light. Not enough maxes, not enough support, not enough multipliers. Lots of Lasher fire, grenade fire. And the TR is probably kind of coming in the wrong angle. This is a really good Cobalt attack. They're going to take it. It would force a huge number of TR to deal with it and to make a reaction.
Yeah, a lot of TR now heading across the bridge at West Pass. It's kind of a desperation push. There's not many kind of good spawns.
I think your base is going to go through before mine is. Yeah,
it is 5 seconds, and I'm not seeing much TR here to contend. The VSS, they've collapsed on the point, but there's no vehicles to get them off. And there it goes. Trident for the VS again. Take this point. God, I love their tag tear in game.
Oh, so in came a Valkyrie. It's nice by. He was desperate. It was a one-man Valkyrie to get on the roof of Lithcorp, but Lithcorp's captured. That means Cobalt can make a save on Bastion, and when they counter-push Geolab, they don't have to keep saving the capture point at Bastion. It kind of keeps it safe. We see that our Araxicum substation has been saved by Emerald. All the Cobalt population is left, but that's a lot of now dead population for Emerald. Emerald is counter-pushing again on Eastshore training camp, so their eastern flank is playing quite strong. And the real issue now is, if you're watching the western flank at Coati Amp Station, is whether or not this Cobalt force from Trident can push and take the Amp Station. If they can take the Amp Station, that opens up 2 full lanes of potential soft targets, going right down the Coati Mountain Complex to Ecological Preserve and the Coati Fortress down to West Pass. There's so many bases there if they take it, and we can see It's a harassment force maybe on the capture point.
Where's that? Sorry.
Yeah, it's a small harassment force. Yeah, so the Terran Republic force, they're basically defending Kuwati. That is their... They can't afford to lose that, period. It'd be very impressive if the Cobalt force gets in, breaks them down, and takes it. Ooh. Cobalt, however, is looking to cut off the Ascent with a push on Raven's Landing.
Oh, and that'll whack. You know, I hate to break your hat, but the A point of the Ascent, the caves, has been taken back by the TR, so that means we missed a cave fight.
Nah, I would say the VS left it.
Oh, okay. We'll say that for now.
Air combat, right, so the Cobalt Air Force is over Raven's Landing and the Terran Republic Air Force of Emerald is over the Ascent, and we're getting this sort of intermixing night air battle going over at Raven's Landing.
Yeah, Raven's Landing is going to tick down. It's an even fight Kuwati amp, so I'm going to head over there because that looks interesting, and it's nice to see because you don't see many amp stations being taken in ServerSmash. It's small bases in between, unless it's a complete stomp. So let's take a look. Will the TR hold on to it, or will the VS?
A lot of Valkyries going on here in this air battle for some reason from Emerald. Maybe that's all I can really see. Well,
oh, there's a lot of GSD Stundies coming into Kuwati amp. They're all being destroyed for now, but can they stop all of them? I think there was about 6. There's 3 left.
The best way to do it, brute force your way in.
But there's so many tank mines. There's TR Prowlers. There's TR Sunderas. Yeah, they're not going to make. I don't think they're going to make the way in. But you know, it was. I don't want to say
they got slight pop. That's the thing. Okay, so Terran Republic, having taken their Axcom stuff, she did not make a save, is now pushing on McCullough Auxiliary Compound 330. They've lost the push on East Shore, and we see they're being counter pushed at Silver Arsenal. But that's because there's no TR population on that lane. It looks like they're making a save at West Zealous Air Dock, and once West Zealous Air Dock is fully secured, then they can go back to Silver Arsenal, continue that push, or go to Split Peak Pass, or go to McCullough Auxiliary Compound, but it would mean losing Silver Arsenal. In terms of Raven's Landing, 2 minutes to go, and it's again Cobalt holding the spawn room, forcing Emerald to kind of... Well, they can't fly in, that's the thing, they don't have air control right now. They can Valkyrie in. It's not being super effective, and they're coming from... Orax's Farms is super obvious as well, because they can see it coming, and the populations are actually jumping quite high, 48 plus both teams.
Yeah, more gate shield diffusers coming into the Kuwati, but they're all getting destroyed. There's so much TR on the point itself, it's really hard to get in, and also there's some TR Sunderas on the point, so even if they do make their way in, there's Fury buses waiting for them, so they can't get out of them Sunderas, and it feels right now like they're wasting resources. Like, maybe kind of take a bit of pressure off the lane, let the TR pull some of their forces out and take it while the TR aren't looking. That would be the best way for Cobalt.
It's murder currently at Raven's Landing. We're just kind of watching this, and the problem is the Emerald can only come from spawn rooms. They're slightly out-popped, but it's more that they're out-multipliered. Oh, wait, hello. There's a little armor force coming along the bridge, which has been spotted and is being bombed back into the Stone Age.
Yeah, I'm seeing a very American thing here by building a wall of Sunderas across the amp station, so the Cobalt Sunderas just can't simply get shield use into the heart of the amp station. So obviously some Trump fans there, you know, building a wall. Just got 10 feet higher. There's a gate shield fuse harasses are going in, but they're just getting
Galaxy drop coming in with a Valkyrie drop on the capture point. This is good because all of the Cobalt forces are at the double building, which is on the minimap a little bit to the north of the spawn rooms. So the capture point, is it nearly? Not quite. I thought this is enough to take the capture point back. Doesn't look like it is. It's just too many Cobalt guys in the building then, I guess, for one Galaxy to take.
Yeah, okay, so the VS Sunderas, after must what be over a dozen of them, are finally making their way into the middle of the
Deployed Sunder from TR's finally here, finally deployed. And okay, so there is a Valkyrie drop, but it's 4 seconds to go. Unless these TR forces get on the point and hold it, right now, no, it's not. It's not enough. So now we have the awkward situation where the Ascent is cut off, and Raven's Landing 96 plus for both teams. They've realized it, but a bit too late. You can still fly into the Ascent, but you can't spawn into the Ascent, and it doesn't count as territory. So there's fires going in everywhere. We see Kuwati Amp Station is now under control by the VS, which means they can now lock down, as it were. Deep Core Geolab is uncontested and has been fought for. Silver Valley Arsenal is going to be captured in 40 seconds as well. The pressure is mounting everywhere right now for Emerald.
Cobalt only have one Sunder left in the heart of the amp station, and it was it took a lot of resources to get here, so they're maybe suffering from resource drain right now. Of course, they can't deploy this Sunder, so you know, it's kind of limited how many people can come in at a time. So it's limited to a squad at a time, really. So, you know, I don't know if they'll actually be able to hold on and take this base. If the TR really want it back, they can just push them off the point with more population. But I guess we'll see when that happens.
So some population, 1224 from Cobalt is on Ascent again. We see that Split Peak Pass is being saved by the Cobalt. Silver Valley Arsenal, am I going to make it in time? Is captured by Cobalt, so it's recaptured, so they're reclaiming territory, but that's mainly because the TR has been forced to move their territory off. They had to pull everyone into Raven's Landing, and now they're trying to take Raven's Landing back, and that's a big play, but it's a big ask because they don't have the same
1
setup.
hour remaining.
The Ascent has been capped as well. Sorry, it has been capped, it has been cut off, and it will be capped by the VS if Raven's Landing can't be taken back from Emerald. By Emerald, sorry.
So we're kind of rewatching Raven's Landing. They are actually well set up. They don't have the same kind of lockdown on the spawn room, and it looks like the Air Force is still Cobalt. So reinforcements are coming in for Cobalt, dropping in the capture point. Oh man, it's even ground attacking. The problem is this is going to force the Emerald TR into the capture building with over 2 minutes to go. With the poor spawns and the enemy in your doorstep with fresh consumable grenades, you simply can't hold it.
Oh yeah, I mean there's TR engines in the point with a turret aimed at the door, but he got out of the turret. I don't really know why, because you know it's hard for him to push in. TR, like there it goes. The VS is coming in now. TR obviously ran out of res grenades. They have no solid spawns.
Yeah,
they couldn't even
wiped.
put a beacon up, and there we go. It's wiped.
Difference in the type of attack. Yeah, we also see Cobalt re-attacking your XCOM substation. Split Pass is, as we said, being saved. The Ascent is ticking down all capture points in favour of the VS. Deep Core Geolab has been saved. Let's go check out Kwati Amp Station now.
Yeah, take a look. The VS, it seemed they did reinforce with more Sunderers, so they've probably got more spawn points now.
That will make them
I
think
don't
twice.
think
Oh,
the
dude,
TR
check out the
reinforced-
TR vehicles outside the base. Look at all these vehicles poking outside Kwati Amp Station.
I'm coming. I'm here. Let's have a look. Wait for it to render. Which
Oh wow, check the Sunders out on the east side! It's just a line off!
Oh! This is the wall I was talking about. The wall.
But the TR's got a wall on the outside and the VS have got the wall on the inside.
This is it.
So many proxy rep Sunders watching outside. The TR is trying to come in and just use their AV prowlers to break this down. If you want cheese, ladies and gentlemen, I give you cheese.
It's the Saturday night on Miller, but oh wow. Look at that.
You want force multipliers, you want to hold a point, you want to stop the TR from getting in, this is what you do. Now, the fact is, the vehicle terminals are both destroyed. The vehicles that the VS have right now are the vehicles they're going to keep. Once they're gone, they're gone. In terms of territory, it's still a 50-50-ish fight. Reinforcements, oh dude, check the extra Sundry coming into the rear, is he going to make it for the VS? No, he's wasting his GSD, he's not going to make it.
Behind the point, they're waiting for the generators to go down. Take a look how much TR there is. Like behind the point of the shield.
Oh,
Look at that. They're just waiting for the
the SCU shield. Oh, are they defending the SCU, you're saying?
They are defending the SCU as well. But the
No, it's
shield
triggered.
behind the air point-
But TR-188 saved the generator. The generator's been saved. Got the ground floor, they got the top floor.
Yeah. There's Pounder Maxes coming to do the job. The VS now, it feels like a losing fight, a losing battle. Like I said, the TR just overpopped and just pushed them off the point.
But you got
So-
3.5 minutes now, right, where you don't have to be on this lane. So theoretically, you could dump your entire population that was fighting at Quiet West Pass, either come back to Kwati, or as a sort of tempo plays it, where once Bastion's like secured, because we see a lot of VS population there, you can hit Deep Core Geolab really hard, and you can hold it there for 3 minutes plus. And then even on top of that, you could hold it all the way through the cap of Deep Core Geolab, because Kwati West Pass won't go through for an additional 7 minutes from now. So if they wanted to and had the ability to manipulate the population, they could. Or alternatively, depending on how quickly the Ascent goes, we see Emerald's gone back and defending the Ascent while they're probably thinking about how to get a reconnection. And the Raxcom substation just goes through again, so that's another good work from Cobalt. That means that their tech plant lane is relatively safe. The Zealous West air dock is taking small numbers for Cobalt, and Subterranean analysis, again, small numbers from Cobalt. Looks like Emerald's got population to make the save. I'm going to go to the Ascent. All capture points held on the Ascent by Cobalt. 3 minutes to go. And the problem is, if you're at the Ascent, you can spawn at the Ascent. But when you're a cut-off base, that is, you do not have a lattice link, which is these lines, basically dictates the flow of combat in the game, you can't spawn in. When you're cut off, you don't count as the territory, and you can't spawn in from distant line, which means you have to fly in. Oh, but the Emerald forces that are here, they're getting themselves some sunders. They need to get at 1 point. 1 pit stalls for minutes.
Yeah, I was looking at Night Subterranean. The VS were holding it, but it was only a small force, and the generators got repaired. They got cut off. No more spawns, and it is going to go back in favour of the TR. They'd have to overpop it very slightly, in fact, but I don't think it matters too much. There is a lot of TR already at Silver Valley, 12 to 24. So Silver Valley is going to be this, like the eastmost lane is kind of high priority for the TR right now. But
KSB X0010 has just captured A by himself, and there's no response by the VS. No.
Which base was this?
Oh, this is just the Crave.
Oh god.
All fighting at Bravo. Oh, the Air Force has also turned up from Cobalt partially, just helping kind of ground pound. But you see, holding that one capture point A, that one flip by that one guy has turned it from like a 2 and a bit minute base into a 7 minute base. That is a huge difference.
Well, at the moment, Zealous West Air Dock, it is going in favour of the VS. And there is a lot of VS on the point. There's a VS Galaxy and a VS PPA Scythe kind of hovering around. There's always an A2A Scythe. But that being said, the TR could push them off this base. It is quite easy to push people off. I am seeing Fracture Maxes, you know, being used against the aircraft. I mean, yeah, it's a Galaxy and all, but there are Scythes at bottom. I don't know, if the VS can take Zealous West Air Dock and get into Zealous Biolab, I think that's going to be really, really annoying. So we'll cut off Zealous Northgate and Nanite Subterranean, and also Silver Valley Arsenal. This force at Silver Valley Arsenal, it needs to pull back and help defend Zealous West Air Dock, because if they lose that, and you know, the
Biolab becomes vulnerable, yeah, you can get cut off.
It's horrible.
All 3 capture points again at the Crown. Now, this is the problem though. With air control and with the freedom of movement and the fact that Arax's Firearms Corp is ticking down, the Ascent, reinforcements cannot be sent there. Cobalt can afford to dump population in, let Bastion tick down, you know, let Split Peak or their other caps go through. We see at Coati West Pass, they don't have the most population. They could have people here at Ascent. Ascent is up to 48 to 96. And that's it. Cobalt can abuse it and move their population around. Emerald can't. Emerald, if they have to rely on redeployments or Valkyrie flights because they don't have air control, they can't redeploy here, and that is why they're losing the Ascent.
Yep, Zealous West Air Dock now has been recaptured by the TR. It's now 50-50 pops here.
It's up to 55.
It's a long way for the VS to come. Their Thunder is a long way away from the point, so I think the TR are going to defend this.
They've abandoned the Ascent now. Yeah. You can see the population has just died off. It's 48.96. So once this goes through, you'll see the population perhaps redistribute along the line. I'm going to go check out Silver Valley, and this is pretty much a done base.
But the VS have got the point back at Zealous West Air Dock, because I really want to see a Biolab fight. I know that sounds weird to say, because Biolabs are, well, people are like, delete Biolab.
Well, no NC Biolab fight? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no NC Biolab fight. That should be good, so we'll see what happens. It's 1 minute left on the clock for the VS, but there's a lot of...
Oh, Yukos is here, I think, with their harassers on the eastern flank, getting rid of the VS deployed Sunder. That was threatening the capture point. However, the cap point itself is being pressured. Looks like most of the TR forces are dead. They don't have the same numbers they had last time defending this capture point. It's flickering back and forth, but I don't see where the TR is going to spawn from.
Yeah,
no, okay, they hold it. 1 medic's up. He's bringing up all his friends. Is it enough?
So the TR, they have resecured Zealous West Air Dock for a second time, and this time it looks looking much, much better. Sunder is being pulled up by the VS as Battle Sunders, but they've only got 1 gunner for a Fury, so that's not going to do too well. I'd have waited for it to get my second gunner to be like twice as effective. And yeah, it's just going to get dropped off the cliff and explode. So the TR will resecure this now. I don't know if there's any actual spawns left for the VS. That is looking very... Yeah, there's no spawns left for the VS that I can see. So that being said, yeah, I think the TR are going to resecure this one. There is one Sunday left in the garage, but there is a Prowler coming to take it out. And Sunday versus Prowler, yeah, I think Prowler's going to win that one quite easily.
Gotta go check Kauai West Pass. 1 minute and a bit to go.
Yeah, I'm going to go and check out Silver Valley, since there's more VS at that now. realising they can't cap Zealous West Air Dock. And the TR Air Force is at Silver Valley. There are a lot of mosquitoes here, man. So many mosquitoes. So we've found the TR Air Force. The VS do hold the point here, but they can't seem to get from their spawn to the point. They're just getting found by Banshees. Oh, that is not nice. So it's really just a matter of time before the VS get pushed off this point and the TR take it back.
Show me what you're made of.
Yeah, there we go. TR are taking the point back now at Silver Valley.
Man, I left that as well.
Oh,
Come check the West Pass. Alright, I will... I kind of want to see how this plays out because it's being a save. It's a save. Alright, fine. We'll go to Silver Arsenal.
Silver Valley, the more VS have managed to reinforce, but the TR are putting enough pressure on that. And a lot of either faction in the point. But there is a TR Comet Max here, which may make the difference by having a lot of
A
HP.
TR Comet Max.
Oh, VS Comet Max. What am I saying? There we go. So the point is back in the VS. I wonder what's happened to the TR Air Force because there were a lot, of Banshee Mosses, and they've all disappeared. What happened? Farah, can you find the TR Air Force? Because I can't.
No, but I'm watching Yuka's fight Hydra Harasser Wars.
Oh, where's that?
That's Silver Valley again.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't make it in. There's just too many defenders from the VS that's currently at Silver Valley Arsenal. It's been repulsed again. And we're going to go back to Kawati again.
Deep Core Geolab is looking like it's getting zegged by the VS. The TR will have to respond. That being said, there are a lot of TR just sat on their asses at Araxis firearms, so maybe it's time to respond and go to Deep Core Geolab. Defend that base, because really, if you're in the TR now, you can't afford to lose any more.
The thing is, the VS, they've got the capture point at Kawati West Pass, and the TR, while they're close around the cap point, they're just not on the cap point. They just can't get to it, and they're on the higher hills. But the problem is, they're going to get outplayed soon, because as soon as this gets a full save, we might see another fresh crash dumping of nanites into Kawati Amp Station with all those vehicle plays. And Deep Core Geolab is also now 1 minute 30. We need to check that out. And the big TR play from Emerald at Araxicum Substation. But at the same time, they're being counterplayed at Zealous West Air Dock.
Yep, that's where I am. And yep, the VS have got another strong position set up. I think it's very breakable. I'm not gonna lie, it's very breakable. It's a long way between the Sunday and the point, as it always is at this base. So if the TR can do another big push and take it, that would be great. But they're kind of wasting a lot of nanites, I feel like. I don't know how they're doing in terms of resources.
Stats from Malti in chat says that the Scythes have got 400 kills, Mosquitoes 118.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it just basically explains the whole thing right now.
That does. Do you know, if that's with PPA? Because I haven't seen that many PPA sites.
I don't know the exact details about it. Alright, so as far as Deep Core Geolab, it's still the VS holding the point. The TR, Emerald, rushing onto the capture point. They're desperate for the point, and they should be at this point, but there's an AV Max being a nuisance on the cap.
AV Max, yeah.
Thank you.
Not blue shifts, no blue shifts today, my friend.
You're welcome. Okay.
Oh man, he is wrecking. He is absolutely wrecking.
He's gonna die though.
Oh, dude, did you see the infiltrator on the roof of the capture point? He just decloaked and started pistol whipping everyone. The TR should have it though. It's on the 40-second mark. Oh wait, no, that infiltrator's alive.
There's so many res grenades, man. So many res
Nobody's
grenades.
shooting the infiltrator. Infiltrator's on the roof. He's picking them all off the pistol. Oh
Yeah,
man, counter play. Counter resonade by the Cobalt on the cap point. I mean, admittedly, we're not necessarily watching the run up to the capture point, which looks like an absolute freaking bloodbath, but the little shelter on the cap point is preventing the TR Mosquito from rocket podding on the point itself. And my goodness, this infiltrator is still pistol whipping people.
There's a Pounder Max coming in.
Oh, he's down now. Here we go.
He's coming in to help his fellow TR out. The TR are going to start flipping the point again. But this is weird, it's like a field of green all over. More VS have died in the building, so with 10 seconds left, it looks like the VS are actually going to lose this point, and the TR will save it. But, oh my god, maybe I'm speaking too soon, but yeah, it does look like the TR will save this. Yeah, I can see TR...
But they're at 62%. You have to ask yourself, if you are fighting on 5 or 6 lanes across the entire continent, from Cobalt's point of view, is it bad that they lost it? No, because they now have almost 4 full minutes where they don't have to worry about the Bastion. Their entire population can go somewhere else and cause stress or come back here when it's not being watched. And at the same time, it forced an overcommittal of population from Emerald to defend this. And if you're able to apply pressure on all lanes equally across the map, you will slowly take 1 base out of 5 and then not the other 4 because they'll be saved. And then the next base and the next base. And it sort of falls away, but for now, we see that Zealous West Air Dock is going to go through in 14 seconds for the Cobalt.
Yeah, that's right.
However, Araxicum Substation is 60 seconds, and there's an overpop committal of Emerald at Araxicum Substation. So right now, Emerald is gambling that we will lose Zealous West Air Dock and try and save it on the 1 second, and then it goes through. So now they're gambling that they can capture Araxicum Substation before Cobalt redeploys everybody in that area and then dunks it and makes a save.
They're going straight to the Biolab as well. They know that if they
they're actually going to shoot Biolab. Oh, is it 3-minute thing? So yeah, so maybe, I mean, to be honest, that's if Cobalt wants to save this base. You're right. They might quite happily allow Emerald to have the extra population at Araxicum Substation, put all their population in Biolab, and get properly set up and do a spawn room contain at the Biolab. If you do a spawn room contain at the Biolab, it's extremely hard to break.
C point and B point are already flipping along with the SU shield generator. That is going down. That's like 2 minutes and counting, less than. The TIA have responded, but the VS already, they got in some nice positions. I'm not seeing a lot of jungle play. I really think that more teams in SS and more teams in OBO need to look at jungle because nobody ever uses it, and it's a great place to flank from. You'll keep hold of C point.
Well, you've got your Biolab fight, so let's go there and check it out.
Yeah, it's currently B and C points are in the hands of the VS. The A point is in the hands of the TIA, as you would expect. But the VS do have the teleporter next to the A point, so they could just all teleport in there and rush the A point. Currently just...
Who's firing fireworks?
Yeah, I know. That is weird. Fireworks, come on. I think it's... You know what? I think that's from the TR spawn room as well.
Maybe. Well, it's going a long way. No matter. Somebody found it on their character and like, yeah, I'm going to use this.
You know what? It's interesting, the fireworks, because the colour, it seems to make everything. If you're running potato saves, it feels like enemies kind of blend into the colour in the background, and it makes them harder.
I don't think they're using fireworks as a tactical...
Hey, I can dream. So under 6 minutes cap to go now. Less than 40 seconds on the SU shield generator. So as soon as the SU goes down, really, this is a VS Biolab.
Well, that's just the generator. I mean, that's...
No, the SCU I'm talking about. If they can take this and then overload the SCU, as soon as that goes down, it is really a VS Biolab. But
yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't either. I think, realistically, I think the TR will have to see this and come and defend.
Populations, well, TR are slightly underpopped, so they're going to have to do something. The Araxicum... See, the population that was Araxicum is now probably going to have to go to the Biolab. Oh, what? And there's a small harassment going at Silver Valley Arsenal. We see the TR is counter-pushing at Coati, so there's no TR fighting going at Coati. Oh, they were close. They had 56% in the amp station, but they're not going to get it because Westpass was ticking. Deep Core is almost saved. There's no population from Cobalt here at Deep Core or at Bastion, so they're all being used elsewhere.
Well, I'll tell you what, Zealous, VS hold all 3 points, less than 1.5 minutes to go. The SU shield generator is down, the SU is being overloaded, so the TR really need to keep a hold of this.
They don't have the population at this moment, that's the problem.
They don't. And
what's the population percentage right now?
Population percentage is 60-40 in favour of the VS.
Do they have? Yeah, they've got the emergency Hail Mary Sunder underneath. What they need is extra Sunders on the jump pad, so they've got extra spawn options to come from the flanks.
The TR have rushed out of jungle. There's one counter max IC, but they're all getting wrecked because the VS got really nice defensive positions.
They're rotating as necessary.
Yeah. Less than a minute for the cap and less than 30 seconds.
So look at the counter push by Cobalt here on the jungle. They know exactly where they were, and they all rotated. How do you stop 30 people attacking you?
This is bizarre, really. TR, they left this way too late. There's so many TR now piling out the spawn, but it's 10 seconds left on the generator.
They don't. It's still 59 to 41. They don't have the population.
What? Like, that was high pitch. Okay. And the SU goes down. Like you said, there is the Hail Mary Sundra underneath the Biolab. But that's not enough. I'm saying it, that is not enough. 15 seconds now for the cap to go through. By capping it, they will cut off Nanite Sub and Zealous North Gates. That's 2 territories. And also Silver Valley Arsenal. That won't be able to be attacked anymore. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. 1, 0. Captured by Hydra SS Squad. There we go. Zealous has gone through. 2 pieces of territory cut off. And that shoots Cobalt into the lead with a 58 to 41 point lead.
And they even made a, not that it matters, but they made a last moment save in Silver Valley Arsenal. So, and we see there's a huge 96-ish, 48-96 fight going on at Araxicum Substation again. So, our predictions were wildly wrong. We cursed Emerald, and Cobalt is really bringing the stop out here. You see, oh wow, check the Sunderer attack gank squad, Raxcom substation on the northern flank, just picking off all the multiplier spawn options for Cobalt. And presumably, they're on the cap.
Found the VS Air Force, Arexicam, Araxis Firearms, Arexicom, sorry. They're just picking off these mozzies.
And you're saying if you, and you said you found the TR Air Force.
Did I? I meant VS.
Yeah. Oh. No, it's the TR Air Force. You said VS, but regardless.
Okay. I need a drink.
It's a save, and Raven's Landing is countered going back through in 1 minute 30, so we'll go check that out. That's probably the most progressed Emerald cap now that they've made the save. And the thing is, they could shuffle the population from Araxcom back over to Raven's Landing. There's a big difference in this capture than the last one they tried to do, in that they actually have control, if somewhat tentatively, around the spawn room with some Sunders and on the double building.
Mm-hmm. And there's not long to go.
Spawn option on the bridge for Cobalt, which has been spotted. It's going to get shot at. 60 seconds to go. Is that TR Valkyrie drop?
There is a TR Max in here. I think
no,
it's
Cobalt Valkyrie drops on the roof with beacons.
Oh god.
Point flipping. You jinxed them, bro, because there's not enough people.
Why did I do this? Okay, I've got an idea. Tomorrow I'm going to buy a lot of ticket and it's going to get me nothing. Yeah, VS, taking the point back. That's it. That's it. Wow. That reaction, right?
But there was enough time, and the thing is, the Cobalt Force got... Well, they didn't get pushed to Raxcom substation. I don't know where that population came from.
The TR have got 55% pop against Zealous Biolab. They're still not capping the points though. It is going back in favour of the VS. So if the VS can hold on to this Biolab, it gives them a huge play of how this map's going to go.
Well, Bastion's ticking, and that needs to be dealt with. Ravens, I mean, yes, from Cobalt, you've got quite a healthy lead right now, especially with the cutting off the Territorial Silver Valley. If you can secure the Silver Valley, which they're doing, and then push SNA and Zealous Northgate. In fact, you could probably take Zealous Northgate if the Biolab is fully saved right now. You want to consolidate those territories as quick as possible, and then just keep the fighting on the Biolab. And if you can push the South Bridge, hey, you know, Granite Valley Garrison, which is not a base we usually fight at, is going to be very difficult to push, but it gives you another territory. We can see that the huge TR force at Raxcom substation has made the save there. Cobalt has made the save at Raven's Landing, so you're not getting the Ascent back, even though TR had it right at the beginning of the game. Ooh, and we missed the air combat that went on at Raxcom substation. Still going on. Let's catch on the scrappy end of it.
At the Bastion, the TR do hold all 3 points, and I think, okay, the VSR now, there was a gal drop onto C point, so that's going to go back to the VS. Incredibly frustrating for the TR, because that really does drag out the cap time, and then we got B as well going into the VS with a gal drop. Really good play from the Galaxies on the VS side. They're doing really good drops onto bases. They know where they need to be. Yeah, and that's going to be 2 points in favour of VS, and the TR really going to struggle now capturing the Bastion. It is a pop advantage for the VS.
Such a tangling air battle going on currently over Raxcom substation.
I'm going to get a nice look at this. It'll be 60 FPS. Quite a west pass that is going in favour of the TR. It's a slight population advantage for the TR, for the VS, sorry, but the TR, they might take it. And it's been a while since I've actually seen the TR take a base, like, and been there. I think it's mostly been VS taking the bases.
Doing some beauty shots. Quite a west pass, yeah, let's go check that out.
There are some TR, there's TR Sunburst. There was a TR harasser here actually. I had a Vulcan harasser. Yeah, in fact, there's 2 of them. So, yeah, now here comes the VS starting to pull vehicles, but like I said, them 2 Vulcan harassers will melt them if you can get a good shot. So 1 minute left. The VS are really going to start pushing the point, and TR are holding on to it quite well. There's a lot of spawn options here for TR. One VS suddenly does go down, another one does get spawned. Very nice vehicle play from the VS, but the TR now with them Vulcan harassers. 3 of them, in fact. In fact, one might be a halberd, yeah, one's a halberd. So, that's going to keep them. The TR Sunders are going down, but luckily there are plenty of them. There's even a Prowler here that is locked down. I believe that's high explosive. Nope. I think it's high explosive. Yep, high explosive Prowler. 30 seconds left on the cap. VS are reinforcing it. They have got a spawn point with the Sundra very close
Something that Emerald uses a lot more than any other server I've come across is they actually use the Indian VoIP system a lot.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why do you think? Because I know
it's just server culture. It's just the way it works. You know, I guess people are more willing to use the Indian VoIP and rather than maybe more isolated European servers that use it on TeamSpeak.
Yeah, well, the TR are going to start defending now. The VS are pushing into the point, but it isn't enough, and the TR do cap.
Good job.
Sorry, is that
50-50. Yeah, I mean, it's a fairly easy base to abuse, especially if you're TR coming in from across. Is whether or not they can get Celtic gorging, because the capture point is on the south side of the bridge of the two bridges that are of the spawn rooms. So if you can lock down that whole southern area, this TR force with all these multipliers, in theory, they could push up and push up to the next base and take it. I mean, you can definitely counter flip a lot of territory. I mean, how many bases have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base potential soft point flips, but.
Well, Raven's Landing, Split Peak Pass, Makala Auxiliary are all flipping in favour of the TR.
See the problem. Yeah, so Zealous South Bridge. You're right. That's the death knell on the western flank, eastern flank. Sorry, Makala Auxiliary Compound. However, that cuts off. No, it doesn't. Does it?
No.
I was gonna say that would have been a good play, but.
I mean, if you want to, even cutting off.
Oh, dude! Right. So it's Kauai West Pass. I wonder if this Galaxy drop can do sort of an interdiction from the rear, because the TR main force is already left to go along the western flanks line. Yep, and they're flipping Kauai West Pass, which means the entire TR force that's going up to Celtic Gorge, some of them are going to have to come back and stop this VS force. It's just a harassment, maybe buying time.
There are some TR heavies already here, so that's good for them. They might wipe it, I don't know, but it's looking like the VS are going to keep it. They did also take out the TR spawn beacons, so none of them could quickly spawn hop back. The VS spawn beacon has also gone down, however, so the TR do defend the point, and there's like 2 VS left now, 3 maybe, but they are going to go down. I don't see them holding on. There are a lot more TR here still, but a very nice play. You know, very nice to get him in the back with the Galaxy.
I see the Makala gel. We didn't catch that because we were watching the rest of the Kauai West. So Soltec is potentially going through now. We'll go to Zealous South Bridge. No, you're right, that's a save. And the Zealous North Gate, no one's practically there, but it's... Yeah, we could check that one, I guess. Small infantry fights. Oh, 96 plus Cobalt save Makala Auxiliary Compound. Just not wanting to go through. Thing is, are you going to dump that population from Makala Auxiliary Compound back to Raven's Landing? And this is good play by Emerald, applying pressure on as many lanes as they possibly can.
Indeed. I'm at Raven's Landing right now. It's pop dump by the TR. They want this back. They've tried so many times. They're like, no, we're having it. Let's have a look. So Decor Glab is ticking as well in favour of the BS, but there's actually no one from either faction there. So you could just send one guy to flip the point back. I don't think that'd be a big issue. There's not even an infiltrator on point. It's just annoying. And if it goes down, and it goes down by quite a lot, that's kind of an embarrassment for Emerald. Kind of need to just stop that. Send one guy. One.
Stop shooting!
But hey. Zealous Southbridge, big TR dump there. They're going to resecure that. Probably going to go back actually to the Zealous Biolab once the... But there's like 1 minute 54 where Cobalt don't have to bother with Zealous Biolab. It's like, right, cap the attacks. Let's just... You know, put population where we need it, and then when time comes, we'll put back at Zealous Biolab to defend. Raven Landing's the VS pop is increasing here, so it looks like they're going to try and stop them for, I think, a third time now to stop the...
drops in the roof, more Galaxy drops, more Galaxy drops. The Galaxy's just coming in and then getting their population down, but the thing is they're being bombarded by mosquitoes. I don't think it's enough. So long as there's enough infantry
the VS are on the
to hold the building. No, it's only the droppers.
Point.
They're going to get pushed off very quickly.
A lot of TR, in fact, were holding the L-shaped, or the double stack, should I say, and I don't think that helped. I think they should have kept them on point because of that.
You see, yeah, but it's only... Okay, I take that back now. There is actually a squad of VS set up in the capture point. The tier force, the thing is, are there too many Terran Republic people actually in vehicles? Because there's a lot of multipliers here, but you still don't have your core infantry group.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see a lot of TR around the base, but they're not, they're around the base.
They're not in the most important part of the base.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, and the vehicle terminal has been not destroyed or counter-hacked, which means now VS are going to start pulling vehicles. Already got one so far.
smoke grenades on the point as well for it. That's just kind of annoying for me. I doubt anyone
VS
really
counter pushing into the capture point. You know, it's the Terran Republic Emerald. They came to the base uncontested. They got 2 minutes to set up uncontested, but you got to know that galaxies are going to come in. Do you bring your own galaxies to counter ram their galaxies that are trying to drop people, or do you keep a core of like 10 guys on the cap point and then people watching the roof or something? I don't know how I would go about countering the response force from Cobalt here, because they're able to drop a lot of people, and we see Cobalt is also now counter pushing at Kawati West Pass. So I wonder if the forces that were tied up perhaps in the center fighting at different places have been freed up. Zealous, my goodness.
Zealous, look at that. That's really interesting. They've already got 12 to 24 people in the Biolab.
They don't want to give away the free territory.
No.
And they're trying basically. They are going to try a counter. Yeah, okay. So there goes the Biolab counter attempt. So I'm going to go check Biolab again.
Now there's 2 points, nearly 3 for the TR. The horizontal line generator is going down, so the SU shield, will go down.
30 minutes remaining in the match. 30 minutes remaining in the match.
30 minutes with a scoreline of 58 to 38 in favour of Cobalt. Can they actually do this? Can Emerald do this?
Oh, very easily, but they need to take the Biolab, and that's the issue. They've been counter-gal dropped on the northern pad, so they need to... thing is, it's not the same. So when Cobalt attacks a base, it's kind of like... it's hard to say. When they attack a base successfully, they've got the all the kind of things that need to be done. They've got the prep time, they've got the setup, and they've got the numbers, and they run in and they crush. And when they took the Biolab, they were spawn containing the Biolab and had all the entrances looked at, and the enemy TR wasn't gal dropping from behind. The squad drop that came flying on A took A uncontested and is now fighting back the kind of attempted spawn room contained by the TR, and they're pushing it back. And if we go to numbers, it's 50-50-ish. Oh, okay, here we come. TR's coming from the jump pad, that's why, from the north. So basically the defenders they had on the northern base are at the pad. And are they going to come in? Yep, they're being harassed by scythes, but they're getting in.
Banana building push into the Biolab, going straight to B. I don't think the TR saw this coming. Banana building, yep, there we go. So B point has been taken back by the VS. Now they can, they're going to destabilize the generator. So this is a failed TR push right now on the Biolab. They need to take out the SU, and I don't think they're going to do it. The VS is really reinforced, like, no, you're not taking this back. So Zealous Biolab, with a small pop advantage for the VS, 53% to 47%. I think the VS
scythes are bloody murder. It's just so difficult for the Terran Republic to get in.
Yeah, that being said, the TR do hold A point. They're going to flip B point back. All that VS did die.
They got the spawn options. They can come in from Zealous Wearstock. Okay, they've got A, maybe flipping B. It's still, in the grand scheme of things, they're out pop 60-40. And getting population to Zealous Biolab, it's actually a long way away from other lanes. It takes the pressure off. I mean, so long as you're fighting the Biolab, it takes the pressure off the other one. Okay, no. 3. Oh, it's up to a save now, so, yeah.
The TR have also gone to save the Night Sub. I mean, do you? I mean...
you don't need to... the thing is, how many people is that? Do you have to send that many people? I guess.
No.
Don't give it away for free, because although it's not your territory, you don't want it to be enemy territory.
Yeah, all 3 points. I say that though. B is flipping back to TR, but all 3 points for now are in the VS's favour. I don't think the Biolab will go through, because like you said, they VS do have a pop advantage here. 60-40, that is significant.
Right, so here's another thing, I think. If you are Emerald, and you are pushing for the Bastion, as they are doing, and you've sent 2 squads to go to Bastion, right? You're prepping the Bastion, and it's ticking down. Eventually, the enemy is going to send the equal number that you've got to take it back. So you need to trickle feed your own attacking reinforcements, so the enemy can never understand how many people you're actually committing until it gets to the very end where everybody has 96+. But you don't send 96+ right away, because the enemy knows you've got 96+ and can punish you in other lanes. You need to trickle feed it in and make sure you have it completely locked down. Emerald has the prep time, they've got the people here, but what's that? That is the first Cobalt Galaxy taking Charlie. And the thing is, you have to know this is going to happen. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to make sure this goes through? Because there's no point attacking a base if you don't have a game plan to actually push it all the way through. If you're going to commit this many people for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you got to have some sort of game plan to make it work. And that comes down to tactical play. Strategically, the Force Commanders say, you know what, we need an attack on the Bastion, we need to do this, we need to do that. That's the strategic overload. That's when I look at the map and I say people should have been doing X, Y, and Z. The tactical gameplay is the cheese, it's the multipliers, it's the setup. It's like, what do I use, who do I use, how do I use it to make sure we get this base? on the understanding that the enemy will probably do X, Y, and Z counter tactics. And now that you've played against Cobalt for an hour, what does Emerald do to get this, to keep it?
You know what? It's going to flip back to Cobalt. I don't know. Like, I think Emerald just have to snowball it. They have to send all their pop because I don't see them being able to take it.
But that's the gamble, though. If you send all of your pop, then you lose other lanes or tempo and other bases. So they're also attacking Raven's Landing, so that's good. But at the same time, Cobalt is now counter-attacking Rockshop Substation. There's not enough population for Emerald probably to get it back. They're also losing their eastern flank. They have got population in the Biolab, but it's not enough. They need to go back to Northgate or Southbridge to make saves. So it's putting out fires or starting fires at enemy territory. Like, if you can start a fire at Raven's Landing and force the enemy to go to Raven's Landing rather than Bastion, that's fine. Or if you can send Cobalt to send their population to Bastion and not send population to Raven's Landing so you get it, that is also fine. The most important thing, though, is to take a base and get territory and not just constantly, you know, trade cap timers and not make any progress.
They're trying to take the VS forces off Bastion onto Raven's Landing, but they're just like, nah, Raven's Landing is less important. We're going to let you have that, while they keep reinforcements at the Bastion. I think what they're going to do, they're going to try and play the timer. They're going to play like, okay, so we've got 2 minutes before we really need to come and take it, and we'll go for a gal drop at the last minute. We'll make you think you've got it, and then you know what, you haven't. This is the most vehicles that I've seen at Raven Landing. This is the best attack from the TI I've seen. So it wouldn't surprise me if they get it. I have my fingers crossed. I'm touching wood right now, just so I don't jinx them. But I think the TI will get this. But that being said, as I said, that the pop just now to even out in favour of the VS. I see the VS Air Force coming in. There are a lot of Sunderers here. Basilisks, though, really? I'd go with Walkers. I'm not seeing any VS
this is the reinforcement dunk, right? So this is it. They need to hold at least 2 points. You know, holding A is very difficult, so you need to have a lot of pop. But the problem is, it's Cobalt's ability to fly in and then reinforce. It's really hard. It's because it's not a neutral base, and you have to go all the way all the time, and they can make a save at the last second. So yeah, they're being pushed off now. What did spending 2 minutes of your population, 24 plus at Bastion, do? Well, it brought in an equal 50-50 population. Are you going to get Raven's Landing because of it? Well, that's not necessarily guaranteed either.
Yeah, there's 1 minute left on the cap, and I'm not actually...
That's a lot of Sunders. It's enough. The problem is, check the Galaxy drop. The Galaxy drop is just good enough. They're on the roof. The Sunders are useless on the walkway. Now these infantry forces... Oh, from the double as well. There's so much population around the capture point.
And there's about 8 TR on the point itself.
Yeah, and what about the Sunders? They're not actually helping on the capture point. When you get to, they need to rotate. See, this is the problem with this base. If you've got that many Sunders, you need to kind of do like a spawn and contain or watch the counter range. Don't let them get into the double building or not coming from the teleport building. But it's so difficult with Sunder multipliers on this particular base because what are you going to do when the Air Force turns up and just gal drops full squads into the cap point? It's good formation flying, I'll give you that much. The twin proxy rep galaxies that are flying around helping bomb.
And that was it. That was like the best attack I've seen from the TR, and it's just cleaned up by the air and by a mixture of just like ineffective use of Sunderers.
Just one good infantry push on the point. I mean, the fact is, if you were to say, oh well, okay, we've got Zealous Southbridge is possibly going through in 40 seconds, so we'll check that. If you just say, look at the score, you say, well, Cobalt is absolutely dominating Emerald. Emerald is playing very poorly. They clearly don't know what they're doing or whatnot. And it's like, no, that's not it. ServerSmash is a game where very, very small margins is all it takes to take a base. To win, you can fight slightly better, or you can respond and you can make a save slightly better. And then these small margins gets you a base. And then these small margins gets you one base. Now magnify that over 90 minutes, and you say, well, you got another base. And then a little bit later, you got another base, and that's how you get from from an even 45% fight with neutral bases to a 59-37.
Well, there's a big TR didn't hold all 3 points on the Bastion. There's just over 3 minutes left to go. The VS, though, they are going to try and take back these kind of res grenade walls right now on the A point. So I see that being taken by the VS since they've got a spawn so close. But, you know, it's working. It's working now under 3 minutes.
Tears made a save at Southbridge. I mean, it's 50-50 numbers. They're making saves. They can definitely save their own territory. Where the Emerald is suffering from is the difficulty in attacking. Its Cobalt is definitely playing the redeployment game and the manipulation of its population to get around. But this is the thing. Raven's Landing has an overpop committal of Cobalt, and the base is almost saved. They can send that pop to Bastion. They can send the overpop there if they needs be. And at the same time, they could probably send pop from Coati West Pass if they want to and go there as well. So it's very difficult as a force commander, as a platoon leader, to make the right calls at the right time, sending the right people in the right area, because from a strategic point of view, Oh man, that's Cobalt just counter-junking on Zealous South Bridge. That's cool.
Yeah, the Bastion now, it's gone straight back to VS. Did one good Galaxy drop. Took the C point back, took the A point back, as you would expect. The TR do have a nice Sunder though that's giving them a solid spot to get back into the fight.
The thing is, if you've not played ServerSmash and you're just the squad leader, or if you're just the grunt on the ground, you're just focused on your one little fight. Like, I want Zealous South Bridge, and you're just fighting here, but there's just so much going on like 6 or 7 different lane areas, forcing you to come back, to go forward, that you just don't pay attention. Like, when I'm squad leading and I played in one of these games, I just don't care about what's going on. I just want to have fun, I want to fight, I want to take this base or defend this base, depending who you are, and that's it. The PL, you can't really be as involved because you're responsible for your lane and your type of thing, and you have to respond to the Force Commander screaming in your ears, and go here, now go there! And then as the Force Commander, you're just having heart palpitations the entire time you're playing, looking at the map, trying to balance your forces, sending your PLs, making sure people are going the right place.
Well, the Light Assault have captured A at the Bastion. B is going back in favour of the TR as well, I think.
No,
B's to the VS.
Cobalt counter drop on Zealous Southbridge. Who's NC Pal Cam 3? Oh,
that might be Pronoun, because he lended me a Pal Cam 2 the other day, so that could be him.
Fair enough. Well, Cobalt is getting, they're pushing a little bit further. It's going to safeguard. Oh, and Zealous Northgate totally abandoned, so that's gone through. And as soon as this goes through in 20 seconds, the Biolab is secure. And it's just slowly falling away.
The TR are just overpopping. They want the Bastion now. That's all they care about. B and C point, they're still holding on to it. Keeps
Raven's landing again is 2 minutes. And the Raxicum substation is actually being saved by the Emerald, even though they're out-popped.
Well, how long has it been saved for? That's really it, isn't it? For now it's saved, but in 5 seconds it could flip back to the VS because of the populations. Yeah, so the TR, it's back and forth now. The TR, even with a massive
but the TR is, they're grounded. They rarely have Air Force, so they've got some, and they've got, because they're rogue, but ultimately they're relying on Sunders and Sky Guards, and it's just the Cobalt Air Force is dominating, and they want to now attack Granite Valley. Their forces are trying to move up. Subterranean analysis could go through. It's going to involve the Emerald forces moving in. Oh man, Emerald coming in to fly to save Subterranean analysis was what I was going to say. Raven's Landing has been saved. Like, just like that, it's been saved. Because the pop drop.
With the TR having 60 to 40% roughly, in fact just over, they're still struggling to hold 2 points out of the Bastion.
If you check Granite, there's a Mosquito Scythe fight going on.
Whereabouts?
In Granite Valley.
Granite Valley. Let's take a look at that, because I'm just getting depressed now watching the Bastion. Oh god, I fell out my Obscan. Ooh, that's not good. That was kind of depressing, that Bastion fight. I think the population is swinging back in favour of Cobalt, but they shouldn't keep losing them fights. I'm at Granite Valley right now. I'm surprised this is getting touched in a ServerSmash, but hey, it's happening.
No, they happen from time to time.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm at this scythe. Oh god, there's like 6 sites.
Well, it was some contention, but the fact is, I think Cobalt has called up the Voodoo services and resurrected some good air pilots here, or maybe they've just decided to have it. Because the thing is, when we watched the Emerald Smash, there wasn't really a strong air force from either force because they couldn't get the right pilots. Now in this particular thing, they might just not have the dedicated air pilots that's necessary to field a strong platoon of air, and if it's 212, you can definitely field a half squad or 3 squads of strong air, and so long as you abuse it all the time, moving around, you can totally get it. And Cobalt takes a Raxicum substation. Oh, we see Raven's Landing again. TR is ticking again in their favour, but by how much? Is it enough? Okay, so they've got more multipliers again. Sunder's on one side, another Sunder on the other. Oh, this time it's a better placement. That's a good Sunder placement, watching the kind of bridge entrance.
Yeah, that being said though, the VS, Cobalt, they're about to have all 3 points at Granite Valley. All 3 at Granite Valley. B and C point have been held very nicely. It's quite hard to push from the tower actually to B and C. But the A point, really? Have they given up on Granite Valley? Yeah, VS have overpop here. 60 to 40%.
They can buy time, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
TR really wants Ravens, and they've got the people in the building right now. If you look at very quickly at the... Yeah, they've got 60% population. They should get this. Should.
I'm coming to jinx it. Oh yeah, this is the number. This is.
But at what cost? So
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right. So they've got it right. They used an overpop. They got it. They dropped it. They took it. And then they lost the Rexcom substation in the meantime. But that's not to say it because of Raven's Landing. Granite Valley's under attack. Almost 50-50. That needs to be saved. Similar to how Kwati Amp Station was never pushed any further either. Granite Valley is like a block. To be honest, the Biolab should have been a block, but we'll see where that gets stuck. See whether or not the Emerald goes to Subterranean analysis and tries to save that as well. And with Raven's Landing secured, it does hypothetically, with the 15 minutes that are left, open up options to Lithcorp Central, or go back to Raxcom Substation again with multipliers, or go to to the Ascent type thing, or another lane to Bastion. But the problem is, Cobalt has got the slight pop advantage at Bastion. You're just not going to capture that because it's still 15 minutes in favour of the... that's a Cobalt save, so one capture point is being held by the TR. And if they got... they'd need to drop pop there. Like their pop from Raven's Landing would have to go to Bastion to force that through. And that would play into Cobalt's favour because you're just playing over one base, that's one territory. So even if you got it, you've wasted all your population and all your time at this one base.
I was talking to a Cobalt rep before this game, and he seemed to be saying, like, we want to take the Bastion because it's a massive pop sink. And I agree. Like, if you can take the Bastion, it is a huge pop sink, for the enemies to come and attack it, because you really have to put more pop in than the enemies need to defend it. And all that overpop, all that work put into the Bastion early to cap it by the TR is just being undone. And at this point, the only base that's really defending from a lattice link point of view is Deep Core Biolab.
So let's take a moment to think about this. Server smashes used to be 2 hours. This is why we're doing 90-minute games, because for the most part, it would take a very big rally from Emerald to come back into this game. They're losing by about 15 bases now, or something like that, and it's kind of a point swing. And can you imagine another 40 minutes of this?
I don't want to. I need a wee. I need to drink.
Well, there you go.
14 minutes remaining in the match. 14 minutes.
14 minutes, that's good.
Oh, TR Armor Group up to Lithcorp. We were talking about Lithcorp. Now the problem with Lithcorp is to get on point, they need to kind of drive around. The Air Force of Cobalt is here. Now this is the internal question. Who wins in a fight between all air and all ground?
I'd say air.
Air's more maneuverable, but ground is more tanky.
Oh, okay.
So the question is that how well your ground play is together, because it's much easier to stick together in the ground play, but it's also easier to get picked off and not be as maneuverable. Whereas your air, you can just fly off and not get shot. The ground can't escape, whereas the air can. I mean, that's where I'm going to get at. It really depends, but if you're ground and you just need to hold an objective and flak the air away, it works as well. Oh man, that's brutal C4 coming in from the roof from the capture point at Lithcorp, and without the spawn sunder, oh, there it is. There is a spawn sunder on the capture point. Being absolutely pounded by PPA though. Is that PPA or a harasser? Oh, that is nice. Somebody's playing music, and unfortunately for copyright reasons on YouTube, I'm not going to get any closer.
Good job, I'm not over there. So, Granite Valley, the VS kind of got pushed off. They still hold B point, and it's enough to annoy the TR, but they did come. Actually,
practice your driving skills. Oh my god, there's one Sunder being a block on the road. You need to, if you're going to find a lane, practice your driving skills. Oh, the capture point is flipping. Nope, it's back. That's lovely proxy music. And now the Air Force is pounding, but the fact is, in terms of what is it actually productively doing, it's not winning them the cap point. That's the thing. There's 50-50, and the ground beats the air. In this instance, when you've got so many Sunders, they've got proxy rep, you can muscle your way through, and you can grab the point, and you can hold it. And with 2 minutes 30 to go, it's just whether or not the air can isolate pockets of Sunders and pick them off. You're going to need infantry on the ground to get rid of this.
Okay, so the VS, the Cobalt, they're kind of, again, being pushed off practice firearms. GG's been called in chat because they know they're coming close to winning. Like you say, the VS really know, because the TR can't come back from this. Emerald can't come back from this.
So Granite Valley is an overpop, 28-48. They're not needed anywhere. They need to move. We see Cobalt's got that same population as at Raven's Landing. There's an overpop of TR also at Rax's Firearms. It's 50-50 at Lithcorp. If I was TR, I want to send more people to Lithcorp because you've committed your time, your effort, your nanites, your resources here. If you have an Air Force, you send it here. If you've got reinforcements, how do you get them here? It's the VS that's Cal dropping reinforcements on the top. It's definitely not the TR. And the TR Sunders, valiant as they were, they're definitely buying them time, being bombarded. It's a turkey shoot right now. But it's holding them, it's buying them time, but it's not enough time. The multipliers can buy you 2 minutes, but if you're under constant siege from the 4-minute marker, it's not enough.
I'm seeing a lot of skull and crossbones from the VS side. Not a good thing to see. And the TR, well, they're not dying, they're staying on the point.
But the fact is, the VS are looking at the point. The spawn Sunder's gone, and that's it. That's gone.
Yeah. One TR resonator coming through, but
there's no control.
The point flips at VS.
Yeah, it's the air that's being absolute murder. And now that the Lithcorp has been saved, that pop could theoretically, because you've kind of got air control, move to Raven's Landing. Now you see the TRs moved their population from Granite Valley and some of their pop from Barax's Farms, and they've gone to Raven's Landing to try and make a save. But this mobile air force that's controlling the center can hover over Raven's Landing and just and be a nuisance.
Oh my god, Raven's
That's
Landing.
a lot of rockets coming out of the spawn room from Arax's Farms. Striker fire. Wow, is it really worked that far away?
Oh, there's so much TR coming across the bridge now to take Raven's Landing back. They are flipping the point back. I don't see the VS being able to take this.
No, just not here.
TR is secure.
Oh, slight counter VS push coming in from the ammo tower.
Let's have a look. Yes, but
it's not enough.
There's so much TR. There's just so much. VS aren't even rendering anymore for me.
I need to back away from Proxy's chat. Wow, dude, everybody has strikers. You see the striker contails just from you look up?
Yeah, I keep seeing it as well, yeah. Oh, look at that. Are you surprised strikers are being used? Because, I mean, yeah, they do a surprising amount of damage, but decimators...
The Air Force here and an infantry force running from the spawn room from the TR is going to be awkward. There's no, like, reinforcement point, so... Oh, God, I gotta back off again.
That being said, there's about, like, maybe 2 squads of people on the point for the TR, maybe more, so...
Okay, so...
Oh, PPA harasser. Just running people over. It's more effective than
you
PPA.
see, it's the issue is that the TR force isn't free to move out and get rid of the spawn option for the VS. That's the important thing. The air is keeping them at bay. That means that their constant reinforcements of infantry allows them to just attrition out the Emerald guys on the capture point and then push up.
Yeah, the VS have re-secured the point now.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, okay, so if we look at the map, we see that Cobalt have actually started a small ghost cap at Quatiamp. They've actually got a ghost cap going on at Deep Core Geolab. And see the difference is that when Emerald attacks a base, it's resistance straight off the bat from the 4-minute marker. But when Cobalt's attacking a base, because they're applying pressure and they're forcing Emerald to stretch, look at that 24 to 48, completely uncontested at Deep Core Geolab. And the fact is, the TR force probably won't turn up to the 2-minute marker. And any multipliers, let's say, that Cobalt does have, they have to break through in 2 minutes and then get to the capture point. Which you've got Double Galaxy landed with Bulldog. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not impossible, but it makes it very, very difficult.
Well, there's a lot of TR now at Zealous Southbridge. I think they're going to go for the Biolab, but...
Oh yeah, no, it's because because the fact is that there's a lot of Cobalt population on the center and to the west of the map. You're right, there's nobody at Raxicum substation and nobody at Zealous. So Zealous Southbridge is a fantastic attack, uncontested 2 minutes, just like Deep Core, and Zealous Raxicum substation is beginning to get resistance, but it's also at the 2-minute marker. In theory, Cobalt should... Oh, what, at Deep Core?
No, Rax's Firearms, but... Rax's Firearms, sorry. Raxicum substation. But there's a lot of walker pushes.
Here comes the infantry push at Deep Core. But it's all infantry.
7 minutes remaining in the match. 7 minutes remaining in the match.
Okay, so we're reaching the point where large outposts, if they're not already ticking, won't be captured. And it's going to be focused on small bases like this at Deep Core Geolab.
Zealous can be capped. Zealous can be. They hold all 3 points, it will be capped.
See, at Deep Core, there's now a combat Fury Thunder on the A point. With the galaxies overhead that are just giving kind of pounding support with the beacons. And you have 60 seconds to get to the capture point. In terms of population, you're outnumbered 63 to 37. Everything is stacked against you. You can't fly over, you can't hop over, you can't get multipliers because there's not enough time. Do you cut your losses? Probably not. You probably want to keep the 2 times your numbers locked down in the space so they don't go somewhere else.
Raxcom is flipping in favour of the VS now. There's 3 VS at it, but they are reinforcing. I'm not seeing any TR actually around the point. They're all in vehicles. It seems to be something Emerald keep doing. They're getting to the points, but they're all in vehicles. No one's actually at the most important place, the point. And VSAG, we're going to recap this with the help of the Air Force. Looks like most, if not all, of the Sunders have been destroyed. There's a couple of Sky Guards, but they simply can't compete.
This uncontested Twin Fury Sunder is just bottlenecking this building. The Twin Furies is just murder. And it's buying this is buying them, you know, time, and it's time they don't have to begin with. Right, so that's Cobalt taking their 2-minute cap time uncontested base at Deep Core Geolab. With 4 seconds to go, that is the cap for Cobalt. Cobalt takes the base, right? Now, what's happening at Araxicom substation? You said was saved, but they did take Zealous South Bridge, so they did get a base from 2 being attacked. They got 1, but the problem is they lost Deep Core, so it's a fair trade. You know, and well, Kawati West Pass is taking down now. They got a slight pop advantage, so maybe we'll get that base. We'll check that one out.
I'm gonna go check on the Biolab, see if it gets reinforced, because it can go through very quickly. These Biolabs do, I think it's like a 2 or 3 minute cap, so yeah, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left.
Do they get spawn room contained on?
I would hope so. I'm struggling to get in at the moment. Because 8 points flipping for VS, they have not got a spawn room contained, which is kind of tragic right now. The VS are reinforcing. There are Comet Maxes, there are squads. A point and C point are both flipping and have flips into the VS. Into the VS's favour. The TR Emerald now, they're all kind of in the generator room. Hopefully they're going to go for a generator, like try and destroy the SU generator. But that's going to take you very, very close. For
2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and there's a lot of Prowlers, Sunders deployed, multipliers, and a lot of infantry. But for Kauai West Pass, that's not important. It's such a small, contained. It's not really even a base. It's just 2 buildings in the middle of nowhere next to the Kauai itself. And even some elements of Air Force have turned up. I would be very, very surprised. In fact, they're so confident they're actually sending forces up to Soltec Gorge. But it's 50-50, guys. You can't afford, like, we've already got a YOLOing Sunder onto the capture point. You're going to stay here and defend this.
Well, it's kind of a
4 minutes remaining in the match. 4 minutes remaining
Okay,
in the
so
match.
the forces that went up to Soltec Gorge, pointless. No point going there. Only bases that are under contention are now going to be captured. So the Biolab could, in theory, if all points go through, Raven's Landing could actually be captured and is being captured by Cobalt again. Lithcorp is being saved. Raxcom can't be captured. Deep Core Geolab might be able to go through. I think actually Kauai West Pass is the only base that Emerald can honestly capture now.
Yeah, the Zealous Biolab, they're getting pushed off every point, and it's going to be over 5 minutes before they can touch it again. So TR not doing too well at the Biolab. They got pushed out. The generators having to overload again with like less than 4 minutes now left in the match. I don't see them getting this unless they pull all of their points here. They need to hold all 3 points and take out the SC generator.
That was impressive. Everyone on stream that saw them, that was kind of cool. Oh, the multipliers for the TR, buying them time. 2 minutes to go. Now it's down to 44 seconds. At that 2 minute mark, all these multipliers, it's forcing the enemy to do the same. Now the question is, are they going to get it? The fact is, the population, yeah, check out 4096. They know about this, and they're bringing everyone here. Oh, Galaxy landing on the A point. If you're TR, it's time to run to the point. I think Cobalt knows this as well. They know this is like practically the last base that can be contested.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dangerously thin. We're down to like 5 or 6 people for TR on the capture point. Huge reinforcements coming in from the south. But when 2 seconds to go, there's not enough. No, they're in too late. They're like 2 seconds too late. More like 8 seconds too late, but still, there we go. So TR gets their base back. They get quite a West Pass back. Right, we zoom out briefly.
BM right now, I just heard people's blue shifts and someone saying that they're banned. And I see a blue shift max right now going back to the spawn.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he said, oh,
well,
it's not going to make a difference now. But
it's
still,
a gentleman's agreement, and we can't really, we don't imply the rules that we can't enforce. But, you know, it is bad form, but no matter. Right, what have we got left? A minute and 20, okay, so let's have a quick look at the map and see what's potentially going on. The Biolab is being saved, which means that's not going to go through. Lithgow Central's being saved. Kwati West Pass can't make it in time, so this is our final score, guys. 63 to 36 is the final score.
They did not want to leave this Biolab. They did not, and it wouldn't have really made a difference, I don't think.
Everyone in the Biolab, here we go. 96 plus, that's what Biolabs are for, right?
1 minute remaining in the match. 1 minute remaining in the match.
Do you think the dev? Do you think the dev that map designer that made Biolabs considered? Yeah, we're gonna have 400 people fighting in here.
You know what? I think they did. I think for a game which is marketed as being big scale, I don't think they thought about the size of fights you would have at certain bases.
I just assumed that everyone would naturally spread out.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's because they went designed with the license system in mind. Like with the license system, like hundreds of
30 seconds.
Bases which are designed for maybe 12 to 24. You know, I'd say Techplant is one of the few bases in the game which can actually accommodate the huge numbers that you can find in PlanetSide. Maybe some answers.
Well, there are large bases, what with the latest Austin work and then the latest Indar rework bases that are designed for much larger combat stuff rather than all these small pokey buildings.
10, 9.
Oh wow,
8,
using a scythe for its intended person.
6,
Scything.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match in, match in.
Well, GG. Looks like Cobalt take this match 64.
The winner is Cobalt with 63 to Emerald 36.
Well, I totally messed this up. I honestly thought Emerald would do better, but... Oh well, there you go. Congratulations to Cobalt. Lock the continent, please, Mile.
You know, I feel bad because when I was speaking to the Cobalt rep, I was like, you know, I think you guys are going to do alright. But then you telling me that, you can't... I'm going to blame you for that. You convinced me that the Emerald had this. And you know what? I'd have to agree. Like, looking on paper, Emerald should have got this. But Cobalt, you know, they came out like, nah, we don't do these practice server smashes, we just do the real thing. And they destroyed Emerald. You know, tell me, if this was a 2-hour game, I think Cobalt might have touched the warp gate. I think they might have.
Can you move? Hold on.
I don't know if I can move.
I'm going to move you. You tell Mal to fix the map so it's no longer taken down. Then tell him to go get the reps to come up. Right, well, here's a way of doing that. We actually had a Korean stream today, guys. Not that maybe everyone will be watching, but you can probably check the VOD later from Maddox. We're going to get the referee to freeze the map, because I don't like the fact that it's still ticking. Mile.
Fire's asking. Okay. I also asked him to bring the reps.
You got moved up again, so maybe...
Server reps and force leads, can I please get you to the mainstream channel?
You know, I'm going to put up my...
hold on, I'm going to ask. Have you locked the continent? Because I still see timers ticking.
I've typed in the command, but it could be fucked up.
Okay, cheers. Well, alright, fair enough. Well, we know what the score is. It's 63 to 36. That's the end. Language. Mile is just language, right? Okay, well, we'll get our force commanders up and we'll see how much the Air Force pretty much won Cobalt that game there. And if there are any like extenuating circumstances in the play.
Farah, can you pull in Toby and Daigo for me?
Where are they?
I'll tell him to move to the entrance room, I guess.
We're just getting set up, guys, for the interview, so give us 2 seconds.
I'm drawing a victory picture for the second stream.
Oh, hello.
That was fun.
Cool.
I can't see my guys. I told them to move up to the entrance channel, but I don't think they... Oh, they're in the Fun Police channel. Right below this one.
Cool. So we all here, guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
My air lead's on the way, maybe.
Cool.
GG to Emeralds, guys.
Oh, it was fun.
That was fun. I had a good time.
So, I guess straight off the bat, I congrats to Cobalt for the victory. It looked relatively close in all areas bar one. Did you cast a voodoo spell, Cobalt? Did you resurrect the dead? Because it looked like you had a good air force today.
I have no clue where they came from there. I really was close on not being able to fill it up at a certain point. It was about 2 days ago, and then some of the pilots came in and said they wanted to fly last second, so it became pretty much like 50% better in the last 2 days with some really good air pilots helping us out.
Dakar and Toby, can you guys talk now?
Yep.
Hey, cool. So, were either of you the air guys today for...
I was leading the air.
So, tell us about your glorious ride into victory on the breasts of Valkyries.
We were using Valkyries?
Some, but you get that. I'm just saying you're riding on the wings of angels here because it looked to me, from our point of view on the stream, that... Like, from a tactical point of view, it was the locking down of the air, having air control, being able to manipulate that multiplier force flying around, and then being able to have Galaxy drop in your reinforcements so you don't have to run from the spawn rooms, that allowed you to make base saves that Emerald simply couldn't compete with. So you were better at the base saves and had that multiplier to help force through base captures. And while Emerald did really well today and got base captures, they didn't have that kind of sharp edge. And so what did you do today? Who did you get? How did you do it? Like, tell us all the secrets.
Well, you really shouldn't be thanking me. Sigis did all the getting all the pilots. I only led for the smash because I'm really bored at organizing all the stuff. But I wasn't, to be honest, when I started the match, I wasn't expecting it to go that well as it did. I was expecting it to be a more even fight. But when we noticed that we killed the rare pretty quickly in the beginning, it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, I was part of the air platoon, so I could see where they were and tell them where to go a bit better while talking to Daikar. And you saw them up, you saw them flying all over the place. They didn't get contested, and honestly, without them, I think it would have been a very close match. And this pushed it way over the edge, into our favor.
So, Emerald, I guess commiserations, and I do apologise for cursing you because I gave you guys the edge when we came into the game today, and same with Tactical. We thought with 2 previous smashes and, playing on this map, you guys would nail this, and maybe Cobalt was rusty. How did it go for you guys? What did you feel? I mean, tell us about the game.
So it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault, sorry.
Okay.
He convinced me.
We came in with the Southern Warp Gate, and we thought that was... I still believe that the Southern Warp Gate is stronger, but I think one of the advantages that Cobalt had was the Northeastern Warp Gate opener is a lot more simple, and there are a lot fewer options, so they were kind of, I think...
I have to give it to my platoon leads. I was convinced for going for the South Warp Gate until they talked me into the Eastern Warp Gate.
I think the between those two is that the Northeastern Warp Gate's opening is a lot simpler, and Ziggs did exactly what I expected him to, especially with regard to Makala Aux. You'll notice that I didn't send much there, and I expected a 4896 response, and that's exactly what happened, so I kind of gave up on that initially, and whether it screwed me later on or not, I guess we'll never know because I didn't get a chance to push the lane significantly. But the air really just wrecked us all over the continent. And the few times that I actually pulled a Mossy myself and was trying to fly to a ghost cap or something like that, I could clearly see the size and the Cobalt galaxies were everywhere. And that really hats off to them for figuring out how to, I don't know, turn what has been a lackluster Air Force around. And I mean, like all the Air Forces at this point in the game's development, and with the flying controls and stuff, changes that DBG has made has really hurt the air game.
Oh yeah, same for us. But for some reason, once you get one of the guys in from an outfit, all of a sudden 2 more tend to join in. And that's what really saved me.
That's what I'd heard. You guys didn't have any Bling players a couple weeks ago, and I saw a bunch.
Yeah, I got one a week ago. He told me he was able to come on the day, and today he brought 2 more. Well, that's always going to help, of course.
Yeah, the number of aces that you have is always going to have vast impact, especially when a lot of air forces like Emeralds are composed of conscripts and people that we don't recruit and sometimes fill from the infantry reserves. But aside from that, it was very hard to...
Who did the... Jacob, how did you originally have on the eastern flank? Because when we were watching the game, we saw that the western flank Cobalt, which we'll come to in a moment, was doing well, and they pushed up to Kwati, and we saw some fantastic vehicle grinding fights at Kwati Amp Station. But on the eastern front, you guys pushed up from Zealous Biolab, and you pushed up to Silver Valley Arsenal, and you're almost at Eastshore Training Camp, but I'm guessing you had to pull those forces back.
We got on it a couple times, but we were losing other sections of the map, so we had to pull them out. And a lot of my platoons, I've always tried to keep things more structured and.
So who was the force that you originally had on the east?
It was an amalgamation, kind of a Emerald Bob squad a little bit.
Okay.
One of those 56 RD from Connery, BWC, and Goku were on those 2 lanes, and they had nice success initially. And I think one of the linchpins for us was losing the Bastion with 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, we saw that. It had small smacking reminiscence of the Miller internal smash. It was like you had it totally locked down at A, but then a small force dropped on the flanks, the edges, the Charlie and Bravo cap points. I'm like, oh wow, is this actually going to happen in 4 seconds?
Did, and I was freaking out as I was watching it, because all along for 6 months I've been saying that Bastion is critical to the northeastern warp gate because it opens up those 2 additional lanes. And it also really endangers that northern suicide platoon. If they're pushed up and you have an opportunity to cut them off at the deserted mine shaft, that just ruins their entire day. But we didn't get it, and we didn't have those additional options.
I must say, with the fact that you got SNA, took me by surprise. We were still doing the XCOM cap, and the plan was to capture SNA as quickly as possible, and then pull those guys out and drop on Bastion as well. But with Bastion taking down that quickly, it was way closer than we expected. The plan was to drop 9 infantry squads and DR platoon on Bastion, and we managed, I believe, to get 4 in the time after that, and then we capped it. So that was really lucky on our end, and we should have lost that.
Yeah, I was like wondering, like, because I knew that our opening plan was to get Bastion, and I was like looking at it, like, we have no one at Bastion. What's Sig is doing? What's happening? Why aren't we there yet? Like, they're capping it now.
Yeah, we pushed you off initially, and then you were able to get that last second
Who was the Cobalt force that you put on the western flank fighting at Saltic Gorge? And
I must say, hats off to the guys in the west. From what initially my thought was, let's put the weaker platoon on it. We had our eye was on a much stronger east platoon, and
it was big though.
Yeah, it was 4 squads. That's the only difference.
Yeah, I had a squad and 2 halves.
Okay, there. Yeah, that shows a lot. I didn't. They did do a great job at pulling people off though. But yeah, we had a vehicle squad and 3 infantry squads that were also good with Sundays there. And they did a great
fighting
job.
Was pretty impressive. Like when you had so many proxy rep Sunders inside Kwati Amp Station, and then right at the shield line there was like 3 or 4 prowlers on both sides with their own Sunders, and it was just like this weird AV standoff, poking in, shooting it down. Oh man, it was really, really good scenery.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy with how everyone did. I think I'm most disappointed in myself. Apparently I fucked up and we were playing with a few guys less, because I didn't manage to get everyone in with all the dropouts, but oh well, it's something to work on for next time, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, we had sub numbers too, but it was pretty close all throughout.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah,
well,
I'm not sure. I just.
You guys got any last words? I mean, congrats. I mean, again on the result. I mean, well done to Cobalt on the victory. You guys don't actually have any scheduled server smashes again. I mean, maybe you're going to go with something, or maybe we can help you guys organize anything. Is there maybe anyone you would want to play in the future? No, maybe.
No comments.
Oh, no comments. All right, fine, cool.
Crown and Cobalt. I always like fighting Cobalt.
Oh, here's the question: who do you think is going to? How do you think the Crown Miller game is going to happen?
I think it's going to be really interesting to watch, and I'll definitely watch it because Crown has had time to evolve. Because when they first fought Emerald, the Emerald trounced them something like 85-15, but a lot of that was because the Crown didn't understand the format entirely, and
mechanics of ServerSmash are different.
Mostly Liberators, and they were playing on like a year behind patch-wise.
Well, not a year behind, but there was also the meta was old. It was like. It's like they were playing ServerSmash from early 2014,
exactly.
Yet the meta had moved on to late 2015.
And I think it'll be interesting to see what they're able to put together after.
And for anyone who's wondering, Crown is basically our Korean brethren that plays PlanetSide, and they've moved on to basically our group of servers, and Connery and whatnot, so just to see just how their performance is. And that's going to be, don't know the exact numbers on that game, but we'll see how that goes. But again, thanks for playing. Any last words for you guys before me and Tactical Shrimp move off?
No, it was a good match.
Good game.
Shame the outcome wasn't the way we wanted, but oh well.
Cool. All right, thanks so much, guys. We'll catch you later.
Yeah, bye-bye, thanks for that.
I need to fix this TeamSpeak thing.
I made a new image, by the way, if you want to have a look at it. It's all currently being displayed on PSP 2.
Well, you can go look on it on PSP 2 because it's not happening on the main one.
No, I'm just saying, you should look after the game.
Alright, so that is us for our game now, guys. Angry doors open and close all around me. Let's have a look. Here we go. So, what's coming up next? That is the question. Immediately what's happening up next is Base Smash number 2. We have a new set of rules, new combat areas. We've refined the old rule set, that's with the construction system, but in a sort of command and conquer style. We are told by Little Birds that the new construction elements should be out for September the 3rd, and if they are, we've got a really cool combat area in Esamir that we can possibly use, this kind of ice flow area, which is actually being used by, I believe, some Brig. Oh wow, good! Check it out. Briggs has left the bases up. They've been experimenting on this lane. Oh well, there you go. So anyway, on this ice flow, and we can trigger. We can seed veins now. See here if I can. Oh, maybe I've got the wrong gun. I didn't equip it. Never mind. The fact is, we can equip a Cortium gun, and then we can seed Cortium. So that way we can have, we don't have the Cortium problems that we had before. And then moving on from that, we also have... get out of the way. We also have, following on from the Base Smash, we'll see how it goes. We're not going to play in a sort of competitive format. We've got the same teams we had for Base Smash 1. It's kind of like, ironing out the problems, like getting a game format to work. But ultimately, we're looking at playing for a 2-hour window or something like that, and then just getting as many games in that 2-hour frame, trying stuff out. So it's an experimental Base Smash number 2. I don't know exactly when it's going to start because there's talking between the Briggs guys and the European guys when it is. So it's going to be early, 10 or 11 UTC. So you're looking at 11 o'clock UK time or 12 o'clock UK time. I'm not entirely sure on that. Do check the Reddit when we get the actual match posting up. I'm sure people in chat might know more than I do at this exact moment because they were bartering the times and I haven't actually looked in detail there. And then following on from that, the next scheduled game is ServerSmash 66. That's Miller versus Crown. That's what we were just talking about. Crown being our Korean brethren, they're coming together to form kind of like a national team. It's like all the Frenchies getting together and calling themselves something. So that's Miller versus Crown. It's on September the 24th. That will be at 1200 UTC. So it's early in the day because the Crown players are playing from Korea. And stay tuned. And when Base Smash happens, we'll give some more details in from the end of that and see how it goes. Anyway, that is us for today. Thank you very much for watching ServerSmash. I hope you've enjoyed the stream and enjoyed what we've got to give you. And come and join us next week for Base Smash as we play with construction and command and conquer and vehicles and just see where it goes from there. I'm super stoked for it and I'm really looking forward to it. And like I said, we'll see you next week. Goodbye, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye. Right, I'm going to stop my stream.
Good for you.
I've made it.